Yeah, I love
Anyway,
her.
so
I like that.
but there's certain things like I hate when someone orders something to eat, and then I order something to eat, and then they go, "Can I try yours?" No, motherfucker, no.
Should have ordered it.
Yeah.
What about you, Rob?
So so the question, Robbie, is what brings out your ugly side?
Yeah, what brings out the ugly?
Besides the
Besides what?
a mirror.
A mirror. Boom.
It's right there. It's right there.
That was a good one.
I don't like to be bothered. Like if I'm sitting on my porch, I hate neighbors that come by that I don't know or just neighbors who
Small talk.
Yeah. Hey, so how you doing? I hate that because when I'm just there chilling, and you know people who are in your neighborhood and motherfuckers who just walk through. Yeah. So the walker through, how you doing? Hi.
Yeah.
Well, I would get on his last nerve. I mean,
I don't like small talk. Like if I'm in line, because for some reason I don't hear them, and then I got to go, huh? And now I'm engaged.
Purposely, yeah. You purposely. There's a guy who walks his dog every 3 days. He'll come around with the same dog. They'll go, hi neighbor. And so one day I said, you're not my neighbor. You don't live nowhere on this block.
Robbie.
Yes, I
Hold
did.
on, caller.
You live nowhere on this block. He goes, no, I live. I live.
Speedy, sorry.
Like down the street.
He lives like 10 blocks away.
Speedy, that's one of my biggest pet peeves in the world.
What's that?
If you order something and then a motherfucker say, can I have something? No.
Man. I'm talking about, you're in the restaurant and your plate come and then they plate come. Ooh, that look good. That's how they get you. They go, ooh, that look good.
They sure do.
Selfish to me.
No,
can I have something? No.
See, mine is different from that. Mine is if we go someplace and I say, Speedy, you want me to get you something?
I'm cool.
Okay, I'll be right back. I go inside, I order my meal, I come out, and I'm eating.
And I say,
oh, can I have some?
No! I asked you, did you want yours?
I didn't know what it was going to look like.
Right.
But Tangie, do you stand strong?
I do. Or I'll say, I'll go in there and buy you some. You want me to go buy you some of your
now
own?
I feel bad.
And then,
now I got to wait. Your food gonna be cold.
Or if we're all sitting at a table, and we all split up our food and everything, and I say, you want something, you say no. And I start eating, because for me, food is important. And it's like, especially if it's garlic bread or something, I need a mouthful with each section. So if I done, and I save the best parts for last.
Yeah.
Oh, the extra buttery and garlic.
So I'm eating and I got it, and I'm eating and I got it, and then you say, can I have a piece of your garlic bread? When
and then you look up the face and be like, no.
No, I did like this because this happened this week.
You gave in, Tangie.
Because, this is my birthday and they were celebrating me. I did like this, right? The garlic bread was this. This was the real juicy part. So I was going to have it. So I was like,
ooh.
Oh.
And I was thinking that she would grab this part.
No.
Do you know she went right here?
Oh, wow. You dirty bitch.
Yes!
That's why you say. That's what you say.
But she had spent probably I don't know, she might have spent $200 on me.
Give a fuck. Thank you, Vern. Thank you. Give a fuck, nigga. It was my birthday.
It's mine to get the fuck. See, now you
I don't get that upset.
No, you pissed him off.
But I would have preferred to go up there and buy her own garlic bread. Yeah. That's the way I would.
Here's the thing with me with food. If we all sat down and we all agreed to, hey, we're going to do this family style. Everybody's going to get a little bit of everything. Everybody's going to order something. If you shut up.
Oh,
I thought you were working.
Oh, Vernon.
Speedy.
Told me to shut up.
I thought Vernon was working on his anger.
So apparently, Nick, you don't mind people asking for shit on your plate.
No.
You said we were selfish.
Listen, man.
You order something to eat.
I feel like this.
I order something to eat.
This is my firm belief on life in general. You got to choose your programming, right? So we all get our ideas, how we feel about stuff, do whatever we do. So I don't know. I know how people feel about food. I've been around people like that. I remember this girl that I had a huge crush on, and I just refused to be with her because of how she was with food. Like, it was just too much. Like, everything was just too serious. This my rice, and I'm like, rice?
Oh,
nigga?
see, but that's a different thing. It's not like it's mine. It's
but
mine.
I think I grew up with a big family. So like, even now, like when me and my wife go out to eat, like we share food. Like
oh yeah,
I don't mind sharing. It's sharing is not
I don't
like
want
everything. Like I buy it with the intention of But I feel that about food for me is about sharing of the experience.
Yes.
It's not about me.
Yes.
So if I'm tasting something good, I want you to try this
No.
good food.
That's a different thing too. If I'm eating some food and it's really good, and I'm like, oh, Speedy, you got to try.
And I said no.
Then that's a whole different thing.
No,
Yeah, try
Are you
it.
upset if I say no?
No, I'm not upset
That's
if you say.
different, yeah.
I know
The
people
only
that's
time
upset.
I get upset is
Really?
if I ask you, do you
Wow.
want me to buy you some, and you say no. So I set my mind on this is mine.
Right. But
And
see, I
then-
don't
Caller, what's your
Caller.
name?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that as a mistake that you hung up on me.
No, that
So
was
let me-
perfect. Don't
let
get
me
it
tell you
twisted.
what
That was
fam-
on purpose.
No, let me tell you what family style is. Family style is when a bunch of people, let's say all of us go to a restaurant and we all order something and we say, hey,
The big
we're
plate.
going to share. Yeah, we're going to share, everything on the plate so everybody can have
Much
a
as I
little bit of
want to do
everything.
it.
I think it's called a buffet, Vernon.
It's
Yeah,
big.
something like that, but it's just like
talking about
that's
splitting
kind of
the
like
bill.
family style, a buffet type of thing.
No,
where
no, no.
everybody
No,
orders.
Vern is right. Vern is right. Vern is right.
Did you hang up?
No, I didn't. It's the phone be moving.
Hilarious. Hey, Vernon.
Family buffet. You
But
gonna call back?
you know what I really hate? I hate
gonna call
broke
back.
people. Broke people that go out, that'll hang out with you, and then you find out they broke at the last
Yeah.
minute. The check come to go.
Oh, you know what's like good for that? Hold on.
Hold on,
Caller,
Vern.
what's your name? Where you calling from?
You know what, motherfucker?
Take your hands off your hip, Vernon. Go ahead.
But
take-
anyway,
Vern, I didn't know. Sometimes when you move the phone, it hangs up.
Speedy, I'm sitting here looking at you.
Oh,
So what you trying to do is actually Donald Trump me?
It's a new adjective. man.
yeah, you didn't see what you saw.
But anyway,
See what you saw?
yeah, I mean that right there. I think I get madder off of that anything
Madder?
more so than anything else.
Yeah.
Like don't ask me for my food if I didn't offer it to you. Don't ask me for it.
Yeah.
And I don't like sharing food. And leave my fucking plate alone.
That brings out the ugly in you.
No, it brings out the hatred in me.
I feel
Wow,
it.
that's pretty deep.
I feel it, and see, that's when
Yeah.
you would need the salt lamp.
No, you don't. I got a
'Cause
finger lamp.
I don't.
Finger
that
lamp.
That ain't gonna help. Ain't none of that gonna help. Cause see, I was like that. Cause did your mother or father ever just eat off your plate?
All the time.
Yeah.
And
My-
didn't that just irritate you?
So my dad, when you would,
Different
I'll
thing.
never
Please don't
forget
tell
this.
us about the ice cream
I wasn't finna say the ice cream.
or the apple
Wait,
I
what?
wasn't gonna say the apple.
or whatever that is that you talked about 50 times over. So you finna hang up on me again, motherfucker.
Vern know you by now.
No, Arnaz J. So Arnaz J, when he lived out here, we would always go play ball. But afterwards, we'd go eat or get something, whatever. And he always didn't have no money. He said, "Oh, all I got is a credit card." I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, nigga."
Just use it.
But back then, people using credit cards all the time. They had cash, but now everybody has pretty much a card on them. But he never paid. Arnaz never paid. Like never. I look at we go somewhere, I get it one time, you get it next time. Or if you don't have it, generally don't have it, that's fine. I get it.
Yeah.
It ain't no biggie. I'm not like, yo, you gotta get some money next time. But you can't work me every fucking time we go out.
Every time.
Every
That's
time.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just
That's
it.
a lot.
You got
Gotta
those.
bring out the ugly.
You got those. Me and man Marv went out one night to Sam's Hofbrau, and Sam's is a titty bar downtown, but they got awesome. No.
Should have known. I know it wasn't no burger joint
I
named
knew he was going to
Hofbrau.
say that.
No.
I
The
knew
food
it.
was off the chain.
Oh yeah, strip clubs got some of the best food in the world.
Yeah.
No, the ones downtown.
No, I'm saying in general.
Yeah. So we went down specifically for their steak. They had a steak special. Mara goes, they got a steak, baked potato, vegetables, and a salad. $5. I said,
Okay, it's not bad.
What? $5.
Cost $50 to get in, but
No, it was
it's a joke.
it was 20.
So you pay $25 for the steak.
Basically. So we go up in that mug and we eating, and one of his partners, Clay, we had to pay for that nigga to get in. We had to pay this nigga.
He'd have been outside.
This nigga was mad because, hey man, I ain't got it. Y'all think y'all could piece up and all?
No.
And I was just on that Marv like that. So when the lap dances comes, he gonna slide on over while Marv was getting a lap dance. He's like, man, she good on us, huh? He's like, nigga, I'm paying for this lap dance.
Well, you can't stop him from seeing. What brings out the ugly in you, Doc?
The one that I said was, "Don't wake me up for something stupid."
Yeah.
For sex?
Now,
No, there's something stupid. Like I can't find my keys.
Oh,
Or,
ask you where the remote is.
Stupid.
Nigga,
Yeah.
I'm asleep. How would I
Like
know?
what? I mean,
where the
yeah.
remote is?
So how does a person know
stupid.
that? Did you tell the person ahead of time, like, yo, I don't like to be woken up?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll say it before they get kicked
Say-
out.
Before they get kicked
No.
out.
So the first
You just
time is a
woke me
pass.
up.
The
No,
first time was a pass. Like, hey.
Yeah, don't do it again. Yeah.
So he's supposed to tiptoe out?
no.
You gotta say
It
bye,
can't
give
be
you a kiss on
something
the forehead. And we always
Yeah,
go,
you can kiss
I'll call
me.
you later. I don't know why we do that.
No.
Do you wake up
Yeah.
angry or do you get angry after you realize what they woke you up for?
Once you realize it's
After
something
I
stupid.
realized, yeah.
Okay.
can't
Because
find my
I don't
keys.
wake up like all angry or something, but
Okay.
when you like fully wake up, you're like, wait, you just asked me for some keys and you woke me up out of a good sleep,
Yeah.
the deep good sleep or something.
I've gotten upset
Yeah.
about that before
I'm like,
with my kids, because
Mm-hmm.
my brain is going. Sometimes it's hard for me to fall asleep. And so if you know it's been hard for me to fall, don't wake me up for something stupid. Mommy, can I have something? And I'll be like, I
Yep.
said, what?
How old are they?
Yeah.
How old are
What?
Yes.
21 and 22. No, I'm playing.
13
making
and
up numbers.
17.
they? 13 and 17.
Yeah.
The 17 you ought to be cooking for the 13-year-old and leaving you a place. Shit.
Well, we're not talking about cooking. They can both cook.
No, I'm talking about
Talking about
anything.
them waking me up.
Anything. Look,
Yeah.
all I knew was my mama, when the door was closed, don't
go
ask her
in that
for
boat.
Yeah.
shit.
You could not go in
I
my
never
boat.
close my door.
No?
Mm-mm.
My mother
Unless
said-
I'm naked, and then I don't
Nah,
want my
mother's
son
door
to
is
see me
closed.
naked.
By what
'cause Speedy
times-
said,
by what
don't
times
be
are you
walking
naked,
around
Dani?
naked.
Don't walk around naked.
Robbie.
But what time do you
What time?
It varies.
The window is right in the front.
My door is closed.
Tangie. My car
Robbie's
broke
here.
down.
Robbie's here outside.
All right, what about you, Nick? What brings out the...
Telling him happy birthday.
No,
yeah.
no, not that.
Happy
Call-
birthday,
Don't call
Nick.
Nick. Nick, I know when I'm looking at
on
my
the
phone,
weekend? On the
and I'll
weekend?
call,
Yeah.
and I know he's staring at it like, what my dad want? And I'm like, four rings, 5 rings.
Because, Pop,
6.
I got two options. The good book says, honor thy father and thy mother. So
Well, do what I say now.
That's not what that means.
Yes, it do.
That's not what that
It
means.
is what it means.
That's not what honor your parents means.
That's what I wrote down. I don't know what you wrote down.
That's why I follow the good book and not the
To your
speedy
son,
book.
you
So I got
The
two
speedy
options.
book.
And,
Yeah.
and everyone knows I do not answer my phone Friday sundown, Saturday sundown.
But this was
Yeah.
Thursday
There's
evening.
no reason to call me. There's no reason to text me.
Yeah.
Unless you want to get cussed out. That's what I assume. I
Yeah.
assume either you got a
You
biblical
ain't cuss
question.
me out now.
So I got two options. Either
Yeah.
cuss somebody out or don't say anything.
Yeah.
I'll take the
But you
latter.
know if I'm calling you, it's important.
It pops. The last few times you called me on Saturday, it ain't been important. And every time
You, it's important to me.
I look at the phone.
It's very
and I'm
important
like,
to me.
It's not about you on Saturday.
It is about
It's
me.
not.
It's my life.
It's not about you though.
You know
my
I-
life ain't about your life. My life is about serving the Most
It's
High.
weird how you bring
So on
somebody
Sat-
into this
On
world,
Saturday,
and then they treat you like you ain't.
that ain't
You
my
can't call
problem.
me.
That's
So
not
Nick,
my problem.
it's from Friday sundown to Sunday
Sunday.
sundown?
Yes. And
Yeah.
if somebody can't respect it, that's not my problem.
It's not a
either.
matter of respect.
That's
Nick,
not-
it's important.
None of that's my problem. That's what nobody
is
understands.
important?
No, it's not my problem. It gotta,
That is important.
Don't call me on Friday sundown.
But it's important.
Don't call me. I'm the wrong person. I can't do nothing for you on Friday sundown.
Yes, you can.
I can't do nothing about your issues.
It's not an issue.
Oh.
Whatever the problem is,
It's
I
not
can't.
a
I can't
problem.
fix it. I can't adjust to it. I can't solve it. I ain't got no advice but
You
the scripture.
you act that way during the week.
That's it. I'm trying to be consistent.
Nick, is there anything else that you do during those times that you don't do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever?
No. Saturday.
When did Friday get
So the
thrown in?
eating is the same. Your behavior.
Well,
you
I
watch
don't-
TV,
I don't
go
really-
to the movies,
I-
have sex. All that's the same.
Well, yeah. So exactly. So the Sabbath, right? It says man was made. I mean, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Meaning, I wasn't born to serve the Sabbath.
Right.
Right. The Sabbath was made for me to have a
Okay.
day to relax and observe the Most High.
And what day is this?
That's Friday sundown, Saturday sundown.
Let's see. You never told me about the Friday.
And so what time is
After
that?
he
So
leaves
he'll
here.
be
Sundown.
clear.
After he leaves here
Sundown.
on
It's based
Friday.
on the sun.
So it depends on
So
how
as
the
long as the
season
sun is up,
is.
you can call me. The moment that sun hit down,
You
it's a
can.
wrap.
Yeah.
And then so You can't call after the sun on Friday. He cannot call all day Saturday. And when the sun comes back up.
No, when the sun goes down Saturday, you can hit my line.
Oh, so not Sunday sundown, Saturday Sunday.
Yeah, Friday
Speedy.
Sundown.
But that's
I'm gonna call.
That's keeping
Because if it's important,
orthodox.
I'm calling.
No, I don't know nothing about that, Robbie. I'm keeping the most high
What's wrong?
No. But I mean, to me, it just sounds orthodox because it's very strict.
What I'm talking about is before all that. This come from the earth. That's what I'm saying. That's what people don't understand.
What earth?
This is what the Most High. You gotta imagine something. If he didn't put this in place, nobody would have a day off. You mess around and work for somebody, they make you work every day of the week. Just like you have a regular job and you always have a day off. Where do you think they get that from?
I wonder when they go to sleep, like in Alaska, like. Because don't they have seasons where it's the
6
sun
months.
is out?
Yeah.
And so I wonder when they
you don't
have
want
Sabbath.
you don't want that. You don't want
I don't
that.
know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's predicated on
What was that movie they did? The guy was a killer or
30 Years of Dark, 30 Years of Night, vampire movie.
Oh yeah.
that's dope.
30 years. No,
That
but
was actually
no. I know the
That
one you're
was
talking
a
about
good
with
one.
Robin Williams and
Yes.
Al Pacino.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That
Oh
was a good
my!
one,
And he
too.
went
That's
insane
a
on
good
that
cast.
one.
Mhm.
Insomniac.
You ever seen it, Nick?
Nah,
That's
Robin
good.
Williams and Al
Whoa.
Pacino.
That's a good one.
Robin Williams, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
Al Pacino played the detective.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he couldn't go to sleep because you don't sleep. The sun, like the sun is up.
You've been there to do those gigs, right?
No, when
In
I went,
Alaska?
it was they were. I didn't
been
go
there.
during that.
I've been there.
I went during that time, and it is they got the blackout. The first time I seen blackout shades, and it was like 3:00 in the morning. We had did the gig. We went out to a strip club to eat afterwards
In Alaska?
in Alaska.
Oh.
And then
Oh, you'll start off with. I was at a strip club.
Do you check out? Do you look up where the strip clubs are in the city before you go?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I got the guy. Usually the guides take us. Some of the guides
He has
take
a
us.
guy.
Yeah.
I mean a guide.
When you get a massage, do they give you a happy ending?
No, I don't do those.
You don't do happy endings, or you don't do massages?
I don't do the happy endings. That's
Why?
Oh, you get massages?
Why?
I get massages from females, yeah, because they have gentle hands.
But you don't do happy endings.
Yeah. Why
No.
don't you? Why don't you do that?
The happy ending?
Yeah.
No motherfucker's mouth is
surprised.
big. Hell no.
Oh, but with the massage, it's not always their mouth. It
Yeah, it
could
could
be
be
their
their
hand.
hand.
I don't do those.
Why you
either.
frown?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
You
I
look
know,
like a
he's
dude came in the
offended.
room.
He
Hey, buddy.
No, I'm
How you doing, Robbie?
I know. I'm a little picky.
Relax.
I'm a little.
My name is Charles.
I'm your masseuse. My name is
So
Leslie.
somebody come in. Hey, he got somebody. Go on to the other room.
My hands may be a little cold.
But he
No.
said he gets women because they have soft hands. So I was wondering if he would let the women give them a happy
Yeah.
ending.
No, because I'm a little.
That's what I was wondering, too.
I'm picky.
Yeah, you feel like you've been rubbing in dirt. I don't know.
I
You got
have.
rough-
I
you got rough hands?
You have strong hands.
I got strong hands. I do.
Your son did more of the work. Your hands would be so goddamn strong.
I like
So
having
no
strong
wonder
hands.
why she's
What?
jerking dudes off.
So when my man, when I touch him, he can feel it. When I hug somebody, they know I mean it with love.
No, that's.
And
kinda
I
manly.
braid hair. I do hair. I do, I'll paint. I do stuff.
You paint? What that got to do with you?
I use my
you painted
hands.
in your house? I haven't
Uses
seen
her
no
hands.
paintings.
You haven't paid attention to the
Wait, wait.
paintings
Well, I
because you
tried
in there
not. Wait,
fussing
wait.
about other stuff. But
Have
the
you ever had
majority of the stuff
Have you
in
ever had
there,
a
I
massage
painted.
tangent got a happy ending?
No,
Since you asked me.
no,
Would you like one?
yes. Let me tell you what.
Do you
when
do you let your wax lady play? Play?
I don't get wax. You,
Oh, werewolf pussy! Woo!
You,
Fridays, right?
Oh, my bad.
when I went to, boy, that just made me
Yeah,
sad. He said that. See, that's something that I would have to do some salt lamp because that made me sad.
Robbie.
Wow.
Somebody said Robbie need a sugar lamp.
Yeah. Nakia said Robbie looks up the strips and swinger clubs for each city.
Yeah.
Well, we're in Rome.
Hey, Marquis said something good. He said, I don't like it when my show is on or when you go to the movies and the people won't stop talking.
Oh, you don't talk to me.
Oh, I love
I think
that.
y'all don't
You're
like
right.
people.
No, I don't.
think that's
but
what
Nick,
I'm
I'm
hearing.
at the movie.
think
I don't
y'all
need
don't
you to
like-
talk to me at the
No,
movie.
Yeah, we're
Can I just say
watching a
something? I
movie.
think y'all
Why
don't
you
like
talking to me?
I
think
talk
y'all
to
don't
the
like human
movies.
beings.
Huh?
I think listening to everybody talk today. I just think
I like
people
human
Don't
beings.
like human beings.
And I talk
I
in the movies.
enjoy human beings. I just want to be able to listen to the movie.
That's not part
I
of
didn't
being a human
come
being.
here.
Like if the baby's
We don't
crying
like to
in the
be
movie.
That's not part
bothered.
of
If
Baby
you
crying
want to
in the
listen,
movie?
you should probably watch it
home.
at
No, but we don't like to be bothered. Well, look,
Stay home.
we come from a generation of double features. We didn't have the
Double
We didn't
features.
have a multiplex movie
That sounds
cinema.
very antisocial to me, Robbie.
No, it's not antisocial.
to talk to you during the movie.
No,
No, not talk to
but
you, but
people
talk
in theaters.
like even watching what's the movie with the black superheroes that everybody was excited about? Wakanda.
Black Panther.
Watching Black Panther in a black movie theater
Totally
versus in
different,
a white
right.
theater. That black movie theater, it was the bomb because everybody was like, "Whoa!" We were all getting the jokes. We were all talking.
I got that
The
part.
white
I'm
theater,
talking about
it was
holding
quiet.
the conversation. I'm talking about going, "Oh, it's crazy." I wonder why he did that. If
But
we watch the movie,
Yeah.
we find out.
My point is that I've been alive long enough to realize we've all encountered all these things, right? So I realized this is just people. This is how people are. People are not one way. People don't just go to the theater and sit there and be quiet. People go to the theater, they bring babies, the baby crying in the back.
Never understand that.
People
Babies
throw
crying.
popcorn. This is people.
But he is talking about something different. Like he's talking about if Speedy takes me to the movies, he's fine if I go, "Oh, that was crazy. Oh my goodness." But if I say, "Speedy, do you think we can go get something to eat?"
Will you shut the fuck up about the movie?
Yeah.
Speedy,
I got you 100% Tangie,
Yeah.
I
right?
love the
See,
way
that's
your car
different. That's what I'm
smells.
talking about.
Yeah.
No, that's
No,
what I'm
Speedy,
talking
I
about.
got
go
you,
to the
but
movies again
when
next
I
week.
leave
This
my
is
house and
fun.
decide to go to the theater, all that comes into account. There might be a baby there. The person, I had nachos dropped on me one time. You know how people scoot behind you?
Damn.
The lady was scooting behind me and just dropped her nachos.
And you didn't get
And
upset.
you ate them?
I just said
That kind of stuff wouldn't upset
And
me.
she was as she's cleaning them off. I'm just looking forward.
So,
I'm looking
cheese?
if
Did
I
you
get
get some
upset,
cheese?
Go ahead, Andrew.
what am I gonna do? Beat the woman?
So-
in the
so-
theater?
Hold on, Colin.
Yes. Fuck her up.
I gotta stay
and,
home next time.
And what's the movie with?
But Nick, what about if we went to the movies? If we were dating, we went to the movies, and it's a great movie, and you're watching the movie
not
or
gonna
trying to
watch
watch
the
the
movie
movie,
with me,
and look,
At all.
and I'm kissing on you.
We not watching no more movies,
Playing.
Tangie. That's over.
Tangie,
Movies
But
on.
would that get on your nerves?
we watching all our movies at the house on Fire Stick.
Or
Damn.
what about if if you're watching the movie and it's a great part, and I'm like, do you think I should go to the rollout show next week?
No.
No,
Shut up.
I would just take listen, this is the difference. I would take into account, okay, this is Tangie, right? So now I know. If Tangie, you want to go see a movie, I go see one I really don't want to see with Tangie.
Oh,
That way it
Smart,
don't matter
yeah.
what happens.
If I behave like
I got
I
one-
would
don't
be
even
like
matter
that.
though.
I got one.
That's why I
You
love
Okay, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
you can do you. I'd be like, go ahead, talk through the whole
Oh,
movie.
so
Shut
you-
up.
One quick
I
question.
love that,
Call it-
Nick. Thank
call it-
you.
Colin.
Caller, go ahead.
I wonder why they
would
haven't
you think
come
of
up
somebody
with
else?
somebody hasn't come up with the technology where you have
Shoot somebody with a phone?
headphones and you could be able to take headphones to the movie theater and watch the movie and have headphones on.
Oh, kind of like the clubs they have now, huh, Vernon?
Yeah.
Well, it would
So
have
you don't
worked.
have so you don't have to listen to people running their mouth and
Now, Vernon, you think it'll work
and
if
doing
you
popcorn and having full-blown conversations behind you where you trying to watch the movie and these stupid sons of bitches want to keep shut
Breathe,
the fuck
breathe,
up.
breathe.
now, Vernon,
breathe,
I'm
breathe.
gonna
That's
say
why I
something.
like.
Hold
That's
on,
why I
Vernon.
like getting to the movie.
All right, Vernon, shut
Vernon.
up. Now listen, Vernon. Vernon,
At the
Vernon, let me help you,
handicap, so
Vernon.
nobody-
Vernon, let me help you,
Go
Vernon.
to the movies
Vernon,
with
let me help you, Vernon.
I love you, Vernon.
Now, a broken clock is right at least 2 times a day, right? Jay-Z
broken
said
clock?
it, even a trash can gets a steak occasionally. You know what I mean? So everybody wins sometimes. I think Vernon finally said something genius,
Which was?
and I think that would be cool if they had a movie theater and
Oh,
they
with
had
headphones.
an optional headphone port or a Bluetooth port
Yeah.
where you can just plug in, because everybody has headphones now.
Yeah, because a lot of times,
And I think that
a
would
lot
help
of
a lot
times,
in
if you're in the theater, you may miss something important. You may miss some important dialogue, or you may miss something important because of all
There
the
might be a
surrounding
safety
noise. If you had
That's what
headphones
I was
on, a
gonna
lot
say.
of
I knew
times
that,
it will
Rob.
immerse better.
I knew.
All right, so
No,
at-
but
so hold on.
but that was a. I'm sorry. Go ahead, because
So at Top Gun,
Thanks,
Thank you,
Vernon.
Vernon.
Thanks, Vernon.
Shut up,
Top
Vernon.
Gun, there's a guy in the theater who was snoring. Now, I'm talking about that deep when he was, and it was,
Oh,
and everybody seen the movie. There's parts of it where it gets a little quiet.
Yeah.
And my man, and the whole theater was laughing. And he had, I guess, a young lady with him, and everybody kind of looking at her like, if you wake him up, we good. Motherfucker, so
He probably like A-Dot. She know not to wake him up.
Yeah. Probably, exactly. He's knocked out, yo.
so
She's
somebody
like
go,
scared.
white folks, they went told. So somebody goes tell. So you see the guys coming in looking for who's snoring. This motherfucker didn't snore.
Oh.
So we're like, come on. So I was like,
Hey.
seriously? And that's why I was like, seriously? So that's going to turn this into a fucking joke. So he walks down. My man comes back up. As soon as he goes out the door, my man said, I said,
Aw.
he snored the whole, to the end.
I would have
To
just got
the
my money
end.
back.
No, see,
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
why you going to get your money back? You just said you can't stop shit.
That had nothing to do with the corporation.
would've got
They're
the money
prepared
back.
for this. They have money for these things.
Yeah.
They set money aside.
If people don't want to
you know,
see the movie.
Yeah, refunding tickets. And all.
Now you tell
I
me.
went to
But
the
you-
movies.
but you also-
I went to the
but you
movies
also-
to a scary movie. It was a horror movie that this guy that I was dating at the time took me to.
you were dating a guy.
And I was jumping. Like I was, because it was scaring me. And he kept saying,
I
Tangie,
hate that.
Tangie, shh. Did I move away from him or did he move away from me? Whatever it was, we moved away from each other because I said, how you going to take me to a movie that's scary and not expect me to be scared? And I have never gone to the movies with him again.
You sure wouldn't. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This DJ out there in Vegas for the record. One more again.
What it do, dog?
I'm with Rob. I'm with Rob and Speedy on this one, man. Do not start talking to me during a movie. Like, for number one, it's a quiet theater. It's a public place. Everybody's trying to enjoy the movie, and it's like I hate when I went to see Top Gun 2, which was fire, with my girl, and she's sitting there asking me questions, and I'm like, oh my God, all you have to do is watch the movie. Like,
or watch the first one. Because usually people asking questions don't know what's going on.
This is what I told people. This is what I told everybody. You don't even have to watch the first one because the second one gives you flashbacks.
Sure
so
does.
Yeah, it does.
If you see the second Top Gun 2 and then you try to go back and watch the first one, you're not going to appreciate the first one. You just have to be there. If you haven't seen it yet, there's no point in even watching it because you're not going to respect it. Because there's too much technology in the second one that make it look too good.
Yeah.
And the first one look like trash if you really go back and look at it. But yeah, it's like one time when I went to the movies with my homegirl and my homie, and he had a girl with him, and she drunk. And they start talking, and I had to be like, hey, why aren't you talking to her? Like, stop talking to her. Like, it's so, and she was like, And then some white girl said, shh, I know you didn't just shush me. I was like, oh my God. I was like, man, it's the last time.
I know you
I
didn't
can't.
shush me.
It's common courtesy. Don't do that shit.
You're right, DJ. That's a good one, man. So, Tangie.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Just fill me out. So, I went to go watch Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
So the scene when he's inside the little cage and he's handcuffed, and they're coming in to bring his food. And my man sets the food on the ground. He gets out of the handcuffs, and when my man look up, he hits him. So at that moment, the young lady I was with screamed. I screamed too because she scared me. So it was like, ready? And everybody in the theater's laughing. I said, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why you screaming and shit? But I hate that shit. If you jump, I'ma jump. And there's gonna be a mother. The popcorn's gonna fly everywhere. But literally, because the scene, everybody remember that scene, he was cuffed.
Right.
And when my man looked over and saw the cuffs was loose, motherfucker!
Yeah.
And I said, what the fuck is wrong? And the dude behind me was dying laughing. I said, anyway, nigga.
Yours was better than what he did. He was like, Tangie, shh.
Because that's annoying.
Tangie. And he's an athlete, so he's very,
He plays softball.
Tangie.
That's not athlete.
No, he doesn't play softball.
DJ out to Vegas.
Boxer.
He reminded me of something that I do hate though. I hate when people ask me questions and we're both watching the movie for the first time.
That's what I was talking about.
No.
That's what I was talking about.
I don't mind talking. Like the talking is whatever.
No, I'm saying what you just said.
But how would I know this information? This is the both time we've both seen this.
Is he gonna
movie.
kill her?
And I'll be like, what they doing? I'm like, if we just wait 5 minutes, the plot gonna unfold. So I don't want to guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always be like, I've never seen this.
Rob.
I don't know.
I got one question. Has there been any scary movie or any movie you've seen that kind of got you on nerve where you just had to leave the theater?
No, not leave.
Or a scary movie so scary that you couldn't take it?
The Exorcist.
Shit.
You left?
Not to leave. I stayed, but when we got home, I told the story. We got home and I looked in the closet, and the guy was like, "Is the clothes moving?" I snatched all this shit down. I told him, my dad, we went to go see. My dad never prayed, ever. This one time he did.
See, Vern, I remember this story. Go ahead, Speedy.
You know what I'm gonna say? I might go. I've never been scared in a theater, but I remember the only time I've ever jumped in a movie, and I still remember to the day, was watching The Ring.
The Ring was scary?
No, it was a part. I think when
The Ring was scary.
when they were on the boat and something happened with the horse. And I think the horse panicked and rushed the dude and fell over. Whatever happened, however they set it up, I remember jumping in the theater. That's the only time I've ever been scared watching anything. I vividly remember being like, "Oh shit!"
The scariest.
And my heart.
What's the scariest movie?
The scariest one I seen was The Evil Dead when it first came out.
Evil Dead. Was it vampire? I mean, not vampire. Zombies, right?
It's sort of like zombies. It was like the undead. It was like these people were having a seance in a little cabin, and then it just started.
So you screamed in the theater?
this is the worst part. We had begged my mother to take us to see it because you remember PG, you couldn't see it under 15.
Oh yeah, to go to the parent.
No. Well, before PG-17, you had to be at least 13.
PG-13.
You had to be PG-13. You had to be 13 or have it accompanied by a parent. So we begged my mother. My mother sat there with us. The first 5 minutes was so demonic. Rah, rah, rah. We were like, we gotta go. My mother just started laughing. No. I'm not wasting $5. No.
Yeah, I couldn't leave.
The only movie I
theater.
ever walked out on and asked for my money back was Meet Dave.
Oh.
What's that about?
Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah, that was
It was a horrible movie. Horrible.
I got scared during
And-
Poltergeist.
I thought you.
Oh, Poltergeist.
That bullshit?
That clown.
Poltergeist.
The clown.
Yes.
Like, did you scream?
Yes. And like Robbie, like my mom, they were like, "We paid for this. You're gonna sit." And I'm like,
Sit your little ass down.
Yeah, but Speedy, you remember that your parents would give you $3 to go to the movies. It was
Is this the 50s?
no. I mean, it was the 70s and 80s because it was $1.75. It was $1.75 to get in, and then your popcorn and everything and drink, and then the bus back.
It was a long time ago.
You could do all that with $3.
$3.
Al out of Houston said, "Tell Speedy he got scared
That's what I
during
was
the
gonna
refrigerator scene of 9.5 weeks because they wasted food."
OG Sleepy Loc
Nick,
said
the only
Speedy can't
time-
handle any movies about famine,
The
so
only
being
time I see
concerned
that-
about
How
food.
about famine?
I want y'all to know today Speedy
funny.
gave me lettuce. He had lettuce and he had
Tomatoes?
tomatoes. I was very proud.
She's full. She's stuffed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you go to Tangie's house.
Ted, you used to eat raw?
Yes, nigga.
I do still eat
So,
raw.
I see a stove, but I ain't never seen her put anything on the motherfucker. So when I get there, she
Hold on,
got
caller.
leaves and squash. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller.
Caller.
Going once. I'm gonna do my favorite
Hello,
thing. Do
Vernon?
shit I love to do.
Who's your mama?
Nope,
Yeah, Tangie
nothing.
is everything's. No, I didn't. What paintings in your house that you painted?
I painted the long
The one of your mom?
No, that was a picture.
I thought it was a painting.
No, that was a picture, but I painted the long one of me with my locks, and you see my behind. You remember that
I never
one?
noticed that.
The angel. You don't remember.
What
I'll show
angel?
you next time you come.
Oil on canvas, or what do you do? You
I'll
do
show you.
pencil?
I
do
do
pencil?
all of it. I don't. No, I don't. I guess I don't do all of it. I do oil and I do acrylics.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'll show you when you come to
And
the
how
house.
often do you paint?
Before my career changed, I used to do it a lot. I used to have paint parties, and people would come
That's
over, and
good.
we would all paint. I'll invite you.
You've
to the
never done a
next
paint
one.
and sip?
I'm cool.
You need to you need to do a paint and sip.
No, nigga, I don't like how you said that. Don't tell me what I needed.
No, it's really cool because your artistic side comes out,
Well,
and the food is good.
so the reason I ask, because I have canvases, and the best place to buy your paints, if you do paints or markers or anything like that, is Ross and canvases. The canvas is $2 at the most.
Really?
For the really big ones, $4 or $5. Yeah, it's best place to buy.
Blank canvas.
They
Because
may have stained black canvas.
Because my son goes to Blick, and he goes.
No,
Nah, bro.
They rob. I spent $3,000 at Blick one
Go
time.
to Ross.
But you're an artist as well.
Yeah, but I would say this though. It depends on what he's doing though,
Yeah.
because
But they have everything. They have the paint.
He's a cartoonist. I
still
showed
have-
you his shit. My
I-
son's incredible.
I would tell him just because I know how when it comes to painting, you have to just keep practicing. So I would definitely get materials from Ross. But if he's selling the art, I would definitely go Blick because it's a higher oil-based painting. And if you're selling painting, you don't want somebody to have your painting in 5 years. It looks totally different from when they bought it.
Right.
It starts to crack and the paint changes color and all that.
So,
kind of
so
stuff.
I guess I'm saying, like kids, like you said, like you said, Nick said,
Yeah, but
if
if you
you
practice,
start
you gotta
practicing,
practice.
go to Ross, man. When I tell you, you can get it all. If you're over 50, they get Tangie. If you're over
Yes.
50 and you go to Ross, they give you 10% off, 20% off
I am.
on your whatever you buy on
Really?
every Tuesday.
Let
at
me
Ross.
write that down.
And I
Every
need to start
Tuesday
doing that. God
at
dang.
Ross.
Or-
If you're over 50, you got to be over 50.
Another
I'm
trick
over
is
50.
You can get a gloss acrylic to put over your paint. So let's say if you don't use a expensive paint and use a cheaper paint, you could just cover it when you're done with a gloss acrylic, and that'll preserve the color and all that kind of stuff.
Does the cheap paint flow the
Yeah.
same way when you paint?
Uh-huh.
No way. Because the more
I'm just
expensive
saying,
paints are higher in pigment and higher in the oil content.
Yeah,
You know
I
what mean?
like
so
that.
like I have a brown that it took maybe a week and a half for it to dry just one layer
Yeah.
of paint.
Yeah,
So
see, I can't
But
wait
you
that long.
but you do regular brush or do you do the airbrush thing now?
I wish I want to learn how to use a spray can.
Graffiti.
yeah.
I really want to, but I just feel like I obviously need a large enough canvas to practice on, like a wall. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have some big canvas. I'm telling you,
could
man.
do it, yeah.
If you have kids out there and you're listening, go to Ross.
Go to Ross.
Go in there, the section where the paint is. They got all the paints of kids. They got the sets. They have the. If you want to buy individual paints, they have that. If you want to buy acrylic paint,
get
they
your
have
kids
that.
some clay.
Clay.
See, like, that's
We
what I'm
have
saying.
Get all
clay
over the
too.
house.
A lot
man.
of kids grow up painting, which is cool. But art is subjective, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not a functional thing. So you have to build a fan base. People have to like your art. All these things come into play. Something that's functional art pieces are clay, right? Because I can make bowls. I can start up my own business. I can make clay bowls. I can make clay pots. I can make. I can literally make anything from clay. It's just tangible and sell it.
See, but
somebody who's not necessarily an art fan. You know,
see, but you know what you're talking about is stuff that we went to high school on. I had made ashtrays and made bowls and everything.
I learned that from my grandfather. Like, I didn't do that in school. My grandfather, I would go to my grandmother's house and he would be in the kitchen. He would make teeth. This nigga made teeth. He made dental teeth. He made
out of porcelain stuff.
Yeah, he would make. And I would sit there and watch it. He would watch a Laker game and he would make either clay jewelry. He would make my grandmother tons of clay jewelry, earrings, necklaces, everything. And he would make dental teeth. He would make all these type of things. So I would see him do this. He would show me how to, mix the clay and all this kind of stuff and how to heat it up and fire it and all that stuff in the heater. So I would say definitely if your kids don't like the paint, because some kids just don't get it. Paint is not easy to do. You know what I'm saying? So some kids may not take to it.
Madison does.
Try clay though. Like a lot. I see
My
a lot
son
of kids.
he made me a beautiful plate for my birthday. It's fabulous. And
Did it
he
look
made
like a
me
lawnmower?
a cup. No, I should have brought it. It's
I love
beautiful.
clay art because, like I said,
Well,
it's art
I do
and
too.
I like seeing
tangible.
it,
You
yeah.
can use it. You
Tangible.
Can pass
Now,
it down.
did you know he was
Tangible
making?
Tangie.
Or you?
No,
Oh,
I
you
didn't. I didn't. It was a surprise.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's the only thing is I don't want to use it, so I have it propped up because of how he painted it and all that stuff. It's just fabulous.
He thought you were gonna use it as a plate.
He didn't know what I was going to do with it.
No, because usually people make those. I'm assuming you're not going to use it as a plate. I don't want to say it in the dishwasher.
Oh no, but we have plates that we painted that we use as plate plates.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. We're
bohemian.
artsy people. Like they got those little sets where you could buy 4 plates and the paint, and you can paint it and put it in the oven. We did that when they were kids. I'm creative, so Yeah.
But that was high school. We did that shit in high school. We made plates. I made chisels, screwdrivers. I made a toolbox. My mother still has the jewelry box.
You didn't make no macaroni frame.
Did you make
the macaroni
you know what?
frame?
Everybody make
No,
macaroni.
we did that.
So,
We
yeah.
did that in
You
elementary
didn't make no
school.
macaroni frame.
That's first grade, Nick.
But in junior high,
Mine was
Macaroni.
silver. My mama still got mine.
in wish up class, I made my
actually
mom a
had
jewelry
it, and I
box.
gave it to
It
her.
got nothing to do with me.
She did?
I'm just saying, I had it.
No, I made
Gave it away.
a
Give it
wooden
to your
jewelry
mom.
box with a lid. My mother still has it.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
that's
40
cool.
yeah,
I'm
40 years.
Nick,
Yeah.
what did you make me?
I made a shelf that had the Jordan thing on the back. It had the mirror in it, and it was a shelf that had a Jordan thing on it.
So
yeah.
you
Jordan logo.
lost what he gave you.
And
Yeah.
that was the first
How
thing
many
I
times we
ever learned
moved
how to
since
do.
then?
Damn.
That was the first thing I learned how to do in wood class.
And you don't like
I
moving
took
to
wood
this
shop.
day.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that was the last year they had wood shop.
I hate
love
now.
to move.
You know what though,
Woodshop,
Robbie?
Yeah.
I love unpacking.
I love to move.
No, I hate moving. But when it comes to like unpacking, I'm
Yeah.
like, nigga, I work it box to box. I go, give me that box because I know where that stuff goes.
Yeah.
So I can organize better. But to pack up,
Yeah,
I hate
'cause
that.
he's
shit.
a Virgo.
Yeah.
I
takes
hate
a
it.
lot.
I hate moving because as comics, we had to find this. When I was living here in North Hollywood, I loved it. I didn't want to leave. But then when I was living in Culver City, I was like, yeah, because it was too far from where I need to be. So
Yeah.
then when I moved to Hollywood and then to Miracle Mile, I've been in Miracle Mile the longest. I was living, matter of fact, across the street.
So you don't mind packing your things to go.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Oh,
saying
wow.
I'm saying with you, but to a degree. I just don't like the whole moving aspect anymore.
I never have.
I
hate.
love
Okay, yeah.
packing.
I hate
Like
I'm
group.
that
excellent.
first day?
When it's time to move, I love packing. My mother and I would move every year. I remember
Shit, that's
we-
called
we-
eviction.
we did because my mother used to date this man named Ray Witzel, and Ray Witzel told my mother, whenever you can afford, wherever you're living, move to somewhere else. Always live beyond your means, and that's why. And you'll keep climbing. And so it was never eviction, but we would move all the
Told
time.
you, man.
And I remember one Christmas Eve, she came in and said, "We're moving." And so I'm
Christmas
excellent.
Eve?
Christmas Eve, and I still
That's
would have the
eviction.
tree
Oh,
and the
that's
gifts
bad.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we would
Blame it.
pack. And like the way we would pack is we wouldn't waste stuff. Like we would take clothes and wrap up the glasses and plates and wrap up, the china and stuff like that. So it was nothing wasted.
But my question is, why move out of your means? I mean, I don't understand.
It wasn't. It was so that she wouldn't get comfortable, and she didn't stop moving until she was in this big, beautiful house and really comfortable. But older
So
and
every
not
place
interested.
before that was just to get to the next one.
To get to the next one. Yep. So we always kept growing.
Now,
so
was this guy still in her life, or is it just something he told her?
it was just something he told her. They did date for a while, Raywood, so that's why I remember his name.
I wouldn't want to move like that.
Oh, I
because that's too much
it.
stress.
I went to a different elementary school every
Tangie,
year.
Let me say this. This is a fact. When I lived with my dad, we moved every year.
No, we didn't.
See? And probably
we
for
lived
the
more than a
same
year, Pop?
reason.
We always lived at least 2 years.
Where?
When you were in high school.
Where?
In Reseda. That house in Reseda? I waited till after you finished high school.
No, Pop, because then we moved over here.
No. Oh, Donald graduated. I'm sorry. Donald graduated. Because you moved, because I moved
North
you to
Hollywood.
Uh-huh.
No,
it was
no.
in Reseda.
I got you, but after that, remember we moved to North.
Yeah, but Donald had graduated.
Pops, no. We moved to Northridge. Because I remember having to go to school, and I would always stop at the Northridge College and play basketball. We moved to North. Listen, man, anyways. We never lived anywhere more than a year. I used to and it was crazy because my mom was the opposite, right? My mom would be somewhere
stable
at least like 5 years at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So she would be somewhere like 5 years, and then she would move. But anytime she moved, I knew like wherever she moves to, she's gonna be here for the next 4 or 5 years.
Oh, okay.
But on the flip side of that, I thought it was fun.
Right.
To move. So I always trip on how my parents look at life and how I perceived it, right? So I think a lot of
I don't know what you saw.
I always tell parents, like, look, as somebody who grew up and stuff, and I hear my mom like, well, I struggled in this, those are the only times I remember that were fun.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's kind of an interesting way. But I knew every year with my dad we was going to move to a different place. I thought that was a cool thing.
I liked it too.
Except for the one time we moved, and I think we moved to North Hollywood, and we unpacked, it was a house. It was a lot of brick on the outside, I remember that. And we unpacked everything, and we was up to like 3 in the morning. And for a kid, that's late. And I remember we went to sleep, and we literally woke up, and we had to move everything like the next day or two.
I don't remember that one.
I remember that vividly.
It
was like 2 days later, he was like, oh, man, we got to move. We moved to this other place. I'm like, all right, I'm a little over this moving stuff now. It's getting a little ridiculous.
No, I hate moving, but I love, like you are about packing.
Yep, so we could work together because you like to organize and put
because I want to get it right.
Yep. Me
Instead
too.
of just putting shit in and where's that box going? I usually tell people don't fuck with nothing.
Like Christmas, Speedy, like Christmas. Now I have to breathe because the kids want to help, but I don't like. I do like it when they help, but I enjoy having all of my Christmas stuff your way. Packed where I know it is, and then I can put it where I want it to go on the tree, and then when it's time to take down all the Christmas decorations, everything has a place. But when my kids help, it's like, I don't know, and I have to breathe because I'm like, let them help, Tangie. Let them help.
Now, how stable are you now?
Now with my kids because
I remember when you lived in Hollywood, when I lived in Hollywood.
Yeah, but since I had kids, I haven't left Valley Village because they both went to Colfax and they both went to
Hollywood High.
But now, now my daughter's gonna go to Champs, so she's gonna go to an art school. So after I can move now, so I am actively looking.
And that was the thing with me when I moved. Oh, I'm sorry.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? If it's Vern, we're gonna hang up.
No, don't do that, Speedy. It's a simple question. No, this is a question. When you unpack, what rooms do you usually start with first?
Because I have the boxes labeled, so it don't matter. Whenever whatever box comes in, I look at what's on there, and then I take that box to that room or the kitchen or whatever it is. Because once it go into the truck, it's in the truck. So when they're pulling them out, I work it from whatever pulled out, but I don't want nobody to help me. Unlike Tangie, I don't breathe. No, motherfucker, I got it.
No, why don't you let your sons help you so they can learn?
Speedy, when you're unpacking, like let's say you have all the boxes in the house, there are certain rooms that most black folks do first. Which room do you do first?
Probably my room to hang my clothes up. Because I'm the dude that spend like, I get those boxes from the store that you hang the clothes up in the box.
Oh, yeah, the big ones with the
and
hangers.
them motherfuckers like $10, and then you end up just tearing them up.
The wardrobe boxes.
Wardrobe
Yeah.
box, yeah.
Them motherfuckers like, what, $20 a pop?
Yeah, I don't go
$30
through all
a
that.
pop. What are you
they're
talking
expensive
about? They're
now.
Ain't
expensive.
nobody got
Yeah.
time to pay for no
Okay,
hang up.
so the bedroom. So the bedroom. Who does the electronics?
I do. I do it all.
So
I just
you
said I do it all. I don't let nobody do nothing else.
I
Nakia
gotta do
needs
the
you to help her
electronic too, man.
unpack.
What, she got snacks?
She just moved.
Tangie,
Yes, Vernon.
Tangie, what is your method of packing? What do you pack up first?
She has to sage everything first to make sure the energy
What do I pack up first?
doesn't travel with it.
I usually start with either the kitchen or like the knickknacks, like the trophies
Because you don't never know how much stuff you got until you get ready to pack it up.
You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
That's why
I
hoarders don't pack up.
They don't?
But I'm excited, Vernon, about my next
I threw away
move
so much
because,
stuff.
and that's why my next move, I'm like, I'm gonna get rid of a lot of
Purge.
stuff. Yeah, I like that. I like
Now,
that.
are you going to sell it or give it away?
You kind of have to do both, selling and get rid of it, because you're purging yourself of the old to get new.
What I would say is I would
Thank you,
sell
Vernon.
it, but that's never what happens
Shout out to
because in LA, it's too much. It's too much. You got to put it online or you got to have a yard sale and they're going to nickel and dime you. What I usually do is I can put it on the Valley Village website where, you offer people things, or I'll put it right there on the corner and it will be gone. I took a desk out
in
my
the
house.
valley, it's something about
be
the
gone
valley.
And don't leave your husband standing on the
Man.
side of the street. It'll be gone
Valley's
in 2
the
minutes.
only part of the city. I grew up on Carson, all sides. The Valley, you set a brand new refrigerator out there. That motherfucker will be there maybe an hour.
Yep.
Somebody will drive by and that motherfucker's in the car. And I'm not saying they don't do that all around the country. They probably do. But something about the Valley.
It's like it's a known thing. It's
you
like
just set it out there. It could be
And they just take it,
not a bed.
No. But I had TV. I had to get rid of.
Big back.
No. That one. I called a electronics dude who came and took it apart. But it was going off and on and off and on and off and on. So I knew what the problem was. I didn't want to fix it. I just put it out there with the remote. It was gone within an hour. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hour and 45 minutes. It was gone. Then they brought it back.
They brought it
back. They brought it back, and then it was taken 2 hours later.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's funny that they brought it back. I saw on the Valley Village website where the lady was like, my daughter was having a lemonade sale, and she set up, and then somebody took the chair and the table. Whoever took it, could they please return it? It wasn't for sale. So you can't leave nothing on the corner in the Valley in North Hollywood.
Imagine a little girl came outside, mommy.
And that's the Valley. That's the Valley Village Courier.
Valley Village because
they still give the newspapers because we get the.
It's online though. I don't know.
No, they still Beverly Hills Courier. They still for in our neighborhood and then the Miracle Mile News. They'll still give it to you.
Oh, okay.
So you drop it off. So we look at all.
My mother would always tell us, you give away so that you can bring that comes back in because you have to give it. So I always give away more. When Nick, remember that time I came off tour, the Blame It tour. I think I had, let's say, was it 100? I think 100 pair of sneakers, probably about 100 pair of dress shoes. I don't really do dress shoes that much no more now. And I remember they came over. Even after they took some, I said, I still got it. It was too much. Like, I had a room full of shoes.
Speedy, but do you get those shoes for free from Jamie?
Well, those shoes I bought. I'm on tour. I buy my shit.
Oh, all right, Nick.
This ain't got nothing to do with Jamie.
You made me think about something too when you said Blame It tour. Did y'all talk about Monique and D.L. Hughley yet?
Well, yeah, I did last
Because I'm curious as to what you think about that.
I said it on Wednesday. I felt like she didn't have no material, and she hadn't been on stage. She hadn't worked that muscle, and usually on a show like that, she's got to do about 45, maybe 50 minutes. She spent 20 and some change on the rant. So now, after I ranted, all I got to do is about 10, 20 more minutes.
She didn't do that. She ran.
No, she did a few more minutes after that.
I saw her run.
After the thing. But the thing is, again, that's what I think it was about. Because you got paid all that money. You're Monique. You can't, and people are recording. If you go up there and you do some sad shit, it's going to be out. You're not gonna get no more gigs. And she hasn't. I don't know. I know her very well, but I haven't been around her circle. She hasn't been up doing stand up, and it's something you have to work that muscle on stand up. For those who don't know. When we do the radio show and I invite the comics here, first thing I tell them is that if you're not going up like you should, you could come here and still keep your timing as far as jokes and just joking around, having fun. It's not completely stand-up, but you can still keep that muscle going.
I can tell you what, after my mother passed, my muscle was gone, and you helped me.
Oh, thank you.
ROLLOUT helped me, and then I did book some jobs doing comedy because it came back, so I appreciate you for that. And I was a lot more confident just going off the,
going off the top.
So, but this has helped me. This has helped me with mine as well. Only because it's not only the show, but it's the camaraderie. Because the old days of us shooting the shit before we got on stage and after.
That's what we would do.
And I missed that. And I'm sorry. The worst ones, you didn't want to bag with Speedy, Lavelle Crawford.
Lavelle was the best.
Mike Epps. Sometimes Anthony Johnson.
Lavelle was the best.
TDP.
Because Lavelle has heard every fat joke known to man. You're not gonna get him on the fat jokes, and he could kill. So I saw what Corey said.
Oh yeah,
Corey went in.
Yeah,
and he kind of hit some of my points as well. But again, I didn't know they were beefing. I didn't know. I thought for sure. When she mentioned the shit about his wife.
Oh, my God.
Has nothing to do with stand-up.
I couldn't believe
nothing
it.
to do with stand-up.
You talking about when she said, I feel sorry? I couldn't, I was just like.
That came from another place. But again, I'm telling you, she didn't
What's
have.
that movie where you said, I feel sorry for your mother?
Yeah.
That was like one of those moments. Like,
Don't be a menace.
Then you
not
find
saying
out,
nothing
Nick.
bad, but the fact that the name even coming up.
Yeah.
Wait a
Wait a
And
minute.
what about the lady who got mad at her boyfriend and poured his mother's ashes out in the ocean?
Is that what that was?
Oh,
I didn't
yes.
have my sound
Sad.
up. I just saw her throw it in the
She got mad at him and poured his mother's
threw that
ashes.
bitch
She
right
got
off the-
arrested.
I think what we're seeing.
She got
She's gonna
arrested.
put-
She
she's going
deserved
to
to
jail.
get arrested.
I think what we're
yeah.
going to start
That was
seeing is
sad.
how abusive women are in relationships. I think
hope
that's
not.
going to
They've
be
been
something.
abusive.
Somebody
hope
just
not.
posted this
Just
thing.
coming
This woman drugged her boyfriend and cut his hair off. Like he had,
Oh,
he
my
had locks that had been
goodness.
grown for like 10 years before he met her.
Oh, that is so
and
sad.
she like, I don't know if she drugged him, but she could have just gave him, intoxicated him with alcohol, made him. She knew what she was doing. She got him drunk, took advantage of him, cut his hair off.
Premeditated.
Well, women have been,
that's sad.
all these women that's been making these men get them pregnant have been cheating
That
like
part-
that.
yeah, that
Y'all
part
haven't had
too.
any protection with that. Have y'all talked about Wendy Williams? How
We don't discuss men on this show.
Wendy Williams, Wells Fargo took her money. They wouldn't give her money, and she was like, I want to take my money out because y'all aren't letting me have my money. I got to look it up to read it properly. And then they sued her and won, and they have control over her money. So she did this video. They should give me my money.
How can they
How
keep
much
her
money?
That's the thing that
It's
people
not
need to be talking
your
about.
Money.
Hmm?
It's not- this-
That's what's so dangerous
is it, Nick?
about
It's
it.
not your money. This guy named Five Mics. He just did a podcast. He was saying how he won the lotto. He's this dude from Harlem, ghetto dude, grew up selling drugs. He didn't win the lotto. He gave some people some money. They invested into a company for him. Company took off. He $12 million in now. He go to kind of cash out this share, get his money. He said it took a year and a half for him to do that. By the time he did that, the stock had dropped in half. And he said what he figured out was there's so many things set up where they do not want to see black people with money. And it's not, you can think whatever you want to think about this world. He said, but the banking system is set up this way. If you're a black person, you go in there, you got too much money, they're going to put all these hoops and all these little fees and all these things to try to, because they just can't
To try
wrap
to
their
get
mind
it.
around how can we put you at the bottom and you end up over here.
But look at this. In her medical absence from the Wendy Williams show, Williams has been fighting to take back control over her bank account. Attorney LaShawn Thomas told The Hollywood Reporter that Williams asked Wells Fargo for her bank statements so she could switch banks over suspicions about her former Wells Fargo financial advisor, Wells Fargo Lori Schiller or something. Wells Fargo refused and put a temporary hold on her account, claiming that she was incapacitated and a victim of undue influence and financial exploitation before filing a petition for guardianship. Wells Fargo continued its refusal to give her full access to her money.
Because they called her mentally unstable.
Williams and Thomas have denied any claims that she is not well enough to look after her own money. But how can they do that? During the time away from the show, she's employed holistic health professionals to help her reach optimum health and blah, 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 blah. Wells Fargo issued a statement at the time in an apparent effort to address Williams' concerns that she would be unable to pay her mortgage and employee wages. Wells Fargo priority is the financial well-being of Miss Williams and the preservation of her privacy. As we have expressed to the court, Wells Fargo is open to working with Miss Williams' counsel to release funds directly to her creditor for bills historically and regularly paid for her account.
Her creditor.
Wow.
So they want to be the ones to make the pick. Okay, Robbie.
It's crazy.
You don't move. Go ahead, Rob.
All right. Once again, I want to thank the ROLLOUT Radio Show for allowing me to come out.
It's all good.
I'm grateful to be here. Yeah, I drove here.
We had a gate, that'd be different.
Hey.
We're working on it.
Y'all know where y'all can reach me on social media, Rob, ROBBPERWIN, on all platforms.
Oh,
also,
you're leaving.
I have to go.
Oh.
Shh. 50 Shades of Funny, 1 and 2 on Instagram and also on Facebook. Yeah. And y'all know the monthly series. This show is going to be hot. JP Justice out of New York's coming in. Mm-hmm. Paula Bell, Tina Maria Comedy coming in. And then also Jeff Brown.
Godfrey.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, is it your year anniversary?
Year anniversary is next month in July.
Okay.
And then, unbeknownst, we're doing a celebration for Speedy in September.
What's happening in September?
We're doing my show with you on the bill.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, anyway, $50 tickets, 50 Shades
no
of Funny.
Surprises. No surprises. All right, thank you. So I thought too, Nick, you're not going to like this part about that whole Monique thing. I didn't know his mom was in the audience when she had that rant.
Oh,
yes,
that's
his mom
sad.
was in the audience.
That's really sad.
You can hook it underneath, but it's all
Are you
good.
serious?
Yeah, his mom was in the audience.
I don't think she knew.
That's sad.
Huh?
I don't think she knew that.
No, I know that. I'm saying I don't think she knew that.
You don't think she
but
knew
yeah,
that?
his mom was in the audience.
That's
again,
really sad.
I just feel like, if anything, if you don't have the material to do the show, don't do it. Because doing the show and taking that money, and then your ego is, well, I don't want to go up here and bomb, but I know I got 15 minutes. I can just talk the shit for 15 minutes. And I just need to find a way. And boom, next thing you know, you got to go, well, I'm not headlining.
You know what?
And her husband wrote the contract.
It's too impersonal now. It's not like the old days.
They can't hear you.
With you.
I can hear.
After the show, you whoop my ass.
Oh, yeah.
Now, everybody who's a bearer of bad news, everybody wants to hear all the tea. Who's
Yeah.
spilling the tea?
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Burn.
Hey, this is Daniel D.
Oh, what's up, Daniel D?
What's up?
You say happy birthday. Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I already did it. I did it in the chat room.
So?
But happy birthday, Tangie.
Thank you, Dani.
Tangie likes to hear it.
I do. Thank you.
What's going on with you, Speedy?
What's up, dog?
What's going on with you, Speedy? Hey, Nick.
Yes, sir.
I know I'm going fast. It's the lag in the communication.
What's the word?
Hey, Nick.
Yes,
Pay
sir.
your bill.
It's like going on stage without
Daniel, what up?
material.
What up?
What you was talking about, on what you was talking about with Dude, you do know that also there's a thing, I was watching this documentary, and there's a thing that's called a bail-in, right? And it's where the bank in some countries actually, to bail themselves out, can just take half of a person's money in their bank account. Like they said they did it in, I think it happened in Turkey, I think it was, or Syria. The country went, they took on the debt, the national debt of the country. Okay, and then the country's debt went defunct, right? So the bank then had no money at all. So they, because it was written in a clause, were able to take people's money. They and them take their money. So they said that the U.S. is actually looking into
get to the point.
Using that.
What?
That's what I'm talking. I'm talking to Nick. Everybody talking to you. I'm talking to Nick. Nigga, I'm talking to somebody with more than
what are you
third grade
talking about?
education.
What are you talking about?
Nick, I'm talking to somebody who got more than a third grade education. That's what I'm talking to Nick.
So you saying Tangie don't have More than a third grade education.
You notice I said speedy. Okay.
Well, look, I'm gonna go with you on there, Daniel D. Drop a little jewels for you. So you know the term banking, right?
Yeah.
It comes from we get that from the Egyptians, right? Because they did all their commerce on the river, on the Nile River.
Okay.
Right? You can travel up and down the Nile River. If you have something to sell, you will go on the Nile River, travel up and down, sell your stuff. We get the term banking from that process. The banks are designed to control. This is why we call money currency, like water currents, right? The bank, like the bank of a river, it pushes the water one way. It controls the water flow. That's what banks do in communities. So the point of a bank is not a place you can keep your money. The point of a bank is to control the currency flow in that particular area.
So when you see banks in a black neighborhood, that's not a good
you should
thing.
ask yourself, what's the purpose of banks in the United States, period? That's where you should start. What is the purpose? Is a bank itself, the reason it's called a bank, is designed to control the flow of money.
That's why they're getting upset with Cash App and Venmo and all those things.
Who can get loans? That's why you go to a bank to get a loan, because the bank's going to decide where the currency flows. Does it flow into the black community? No. It's a thing called redlining. They went to the banks and make sure they don't give out loans for these communities because we don't want the currency to flow this way. We want it to flow this way. So I think if you just understand the dynamic of the society.
But that's not what Daniel said.
No, what he's saying is it's all corrupted.
Yeah, but he didn't say that.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. You can just skip to it.
Can you just skip your other shit and say what the fuck you trying to say?
It's all corrupted.
Can I say something else that they're saying in the chat room that's a different
Break
subject?
it down, Tangie.
Thank you, Dani.
Thank you, Daniel D.
In the chat room, Nakia said that Mo has now brought up that his daughter was molested, and he didn't. Monique.
Okay.
And he didn't believe her at first. She posted a clip on her Instagram where he admits he didn't believe her, but he had to check himself. So now she's brought up the past hurt for this girl.
Yeah, but why? That's nothing
Mo
to do
and her daddy's son brought it up on her.
Comedy. Yeah. What the fuck?
It doesn't.
At the end of the day, I guess I want to make sure I get this out. She was there to entertain the people that paid to see the show. They didn't come there to see a reality show. They didn't tune in because they wanted to know about DL's personal life. They didn't tune in to want to know about the shit that happens behind and backstage. There's more shit that happens backstage y'all never hear about. There's been shows I didn't even walk out on because the promoter didn't have the money. Now, the people that came to see me might have been like, well, Speed, why you didn't go up, nigga? We came to see you. I can't walk on stage and go, he ain't paid me, so when he paid me, I'll come out here and do my stand-up. No, I just stay backstage. And then I'll go home. And the people go, well, you didn't go up. I didn't get paid.
Well, I'm going to give y'all some game. So I always tell you people just choose your programming. You know, that's my personal belief in this world. The good book says if I have a personal dispute with my brother, my sister, I am obligated to go to my brother and my sister. And in no circumstance can I go to the public. The only other option I have is to go to my elders to resolve the issue. The third option is to let it go and let God handle it.
Do you think Monique does any of those options?
I don't think. I think as a coach, I can't put it on Monique because, like I said, a lot of people. I always say choose your programming. A lot of us don't understand that you're going to be programmed no matter what. You don't. That's not an option in this world. You're going to be programmed
to do something.
To do something. How you think, what you eat. So my advice is to choose what programming you're going to intake. And I think because people don't realize that, what Monique is doing is what a lot of us do. A lot of us get upset. We'll hop on Instagram and we'll yell it out loud in the mall. All these things, which is an improper way because now, no matter how good your intention is, you put me in a situation where I feel some kind of way. I'm embarrassed. Anything can happen. Yeah. Versus it don't matter what I did to you. I could be embarrassed by what I did to you. But if you pull me to the side and say, look, Nick, this is what you did. You hurt my feelings. This is how I felt. I have to now deal with that and process it. I don't get the excuse of all these different opinions. Everybody got something to say about Monique and DL's situation.
I always felt, too, with that, Nick, like when someone loud talks you, that same energy you had when you loud talk me and then you find out it's wrong, you have to bring that. So something happened here at the office, and the guy called me like, yo, this, that, and the other. I said, no, that's not our car. I'm pretty sure it's not, but let me check. Yeah. So I checked, find out it's not our car, it's somebody else's car in this building. And he goes, oh, okay. I said, no. I said, no, don't do that. I said, the same energy you had when you called me and said for someone to go move their car, and we're always having people park in the parking lot. I said, that's not true. I said, you take that same energy and you apply it to whoever's car that is and tell them the exact same thing.
Apply when you make love, too.
Or how about this? Because he tried that with me, and I told him straight, because I can't go for it. So I pulled my man to the side. I told him straight. I said, hey, check it out, boy. You ever yell at me again, we getting off right there.
Yeah.
I don't care about your uniform. Your title don't mean nothing to me. Don't care about none of that. I'm a man.
Mm-hmm.
So the only reason you gonna talk crazy is because this is why people talk crazy, because they feel like, especially the black men, they feel like they can call the police.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that. That's why I talk to them real calm and let them know I'm gonna put my hands on you before they get here.
I don't talk to you like that.
One of the most moments I got checked in my life, I remember yelling that we was in school. You know, your crews be yelling and stuff. The dude called me solo dolo. None of the homies there. It was just me and him. He said, "What was all that you were saying?" And I repeated what I said, but I was a little more calm about it. I wasn't yelling at him. I was like, I said you were wrong. But he was like, look, man, it could have went bad right now. So the same way you talking to me now, that's how we talk, period. Don't disrespect me. He wasn't even tripping on what I said. It was how I was talking to him. And as a kid, I didn't understand.
A lot. That's what it is.
I didn't understand that.
It's just how you speak.
Yeah, it's how you say it.
And
listen,
but I think if Monique, if they were to squash it, don't even if they want to.
Psychic Wayne said they're
you talking about DL and Monique?
Stars are against each other right now. Look, his daughter came out too since and told Mo off with class and told her to pull up for a conversation or whatever. Come with it.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
now it's getting more.
But it's again, all this is about ego. Is that I got to go up. I don't have the material. This guy's going to be super funny. I'm not. Someone's going to post this. It's going to look like, and I'm not going to get no more gigs.
But, Pops, we can't say it's ego. You know why? This don't happen in the Asian community. And they got egos. It don't happen in the East Indian community. We don't see some dude, I was the first one with the 7-Elevens. Nigga, now y'all jogging. We don't see that.
Sound like the way he's describing it, it's more fear.
I don't know. I think
because
it's a cultural thing.
Because when she got up there and she made that choice, she did get laughs and a lot of publicity. And if she was afraid of failing, if she said, "Oh, well, I'll just go off on DL," you know.
Again,
but that would have made me walk out.
I said, Nick,
me too.
what did they post? Did they post her stand up? No, they have yet to post what she's actually what jokes
all
she
they
did.
showed us her running across the stage.
Showed her rant.
So that's why my position is. I think this behavior is taught to us to respond this way, or maybe not corrected for us to not.
It's not
respond
correct.
This
I'm
way
gonna say
because,
it's not corrected.
Like I said, we can look at. There's a bunch of comedians from all different genres. Everybody gets their material stolen. Everybody does bad deals. Everybody gets duped. These things happen throughout the comedy space. It happens in every business.
Never brought to the table like that.
But it doesn't. Right. So you have to at some point say, okay, what are we doing as a people that we're not hitting that checkpoint? To say this is not about me and DL. This has to be about. I represent all of us when I go on stage. As Monique, as soon as she hit the stage, despite what she want to say, the world sees a black woman on stage.
Yep, and I never behave like that.
So it don't matter if she can go up and say, "Well, I represent me." You can believe that if you want to. But to the Asian people that's in Asia that don't speak English, all they're going to see is, "Oh, this is what I see."
It's so interesting, though. Black people kind of got it hard because everybody has the responsibility of the world.
Yes,
and I know, although I do my best to be my best, everybody don't want me to represent them with my chakras and stuff.
I love you, Tangie. and I feel like this. If she had the jokes and she was funny as fuck and she was upset, let's say she really is upset about she was supposed to go last. What you should have did, destroy the room, take the mic, go, I probably should have went last. Bam.
Yeah, now
now you that motherfucker.
That would have been the bomb.
And I'm the comic going next. I'll take that as okay. I'm finna go out here and do my thing. And ain't no hate, especially if I'm saying. That's why I tell you guys, if you ever see me on tour and I bring out and I'm hosting, I never bring no whack comics with me. You know why? Because I want everybody to be funny. I don't want to be just the funniest motherfucker on the show. Why? That doesn't make no sense to me. I'm going to be funny.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you the first and the last dude, well, except for Wanzer.
Wanzer. I was going to say, Wanzer, the second night
he's still learning.
I gave him a chance.
And to your point, Pops, I'm going to say this. Is for somebody I'm not a comedian. Granted, I know a little more probably than the average person from growing up around it. But let's say I take that away. Just to Monique's point, like, as a common fan, I don't know nothing about what you're talking about. I don't know what a headliner is. I don't know why.
I don't even
know
care.
None of that. I don't know why.
I don't care about your contract.
I don't know anything.
Just make me laugh.
And her husband did the contract.
but even like people don't, even all that considered, as a fan, even if you after you explained it, I still don't know what you're talking about.
Why you ain't told me a joke?
It's not my business who's headlining. I paid to see a show, not to hear what happened in the business meeting. So that's the part I'm a little confused on. Like, it'd be different if they were like, I thought if the fan said, I thought you was headlining. Yeah. Or if she came out there and said, oh, if y'all wondering why I'm going now and I ain't headlining, here's why.
Well, her next show, she'll have something to talk about because now the world knows about this.
I don't think so.
Steve said Jada is trying to get Chris and Will to have a meeting, too.
Oh.
Huh?
Chris and Will.
Wait, what'd you say?
Steve in the chat room said Jada Pinkett Smith is trying to get Chris
Rye
and Will Smith to have a meeting.
It's not gonna happen. You slapped a man with an open hand.
Listen, Will Smith needs to get away from Jada Pinkett.
Wait a minute, and
I don't promote the destruction of black marriages. But brother, take a break, nigga. Take a break. Don't leave her. Just take a break.
Corey Roberts says JT Turnher.
And they said I can't talk about Anthony. That's my friend.
Call her what's your name? Where you calling from?
I just have this point about this whole Monique thing. Whatever it is, it's making her look real bad. Because first off, that whole thing with her and the Oscars and that whole thing with her and Lee Daniels.
She shouldn't have done
press. And now this whole thing with her and the Uglies. It's making it look like it's not everybody else, it's you, honey. You're the one who's running around here thinking you're bigger than who you are.
Honey.
Yeah, he did say honey.
Honey.
Might say bye-bye.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Vernon.
No. I don't say bye-bye.
He don't say
what I do say is, but anyway, if you understand what I'm saying, it's going to be, they're not
You're
going
right.
to, people aren't really going to start booking her.
What's that little white girl named Honey
People
Boo Boo?
aren't going to book her.
Boo.
The common denominator.
Everybody's not.
Look here, honey.
People aren't going to start booking.
Would you date a dude that said that to you?
Her all together.
What if he moved his neck?
And then
look here, Tangie.
If you all paid attention,
honey,
no.
Ain't no strong way to say that.
What if he talk with his hands?
I dated this one guy one time, and he liked to imitate Jamie's character.
Thanks, Vern.
He would do like this. He'd be like,
thanks, Vern.
You remember that character, Jamie?
He would pretend to be a transsexual?
No, Jamie's character.
Yeah, transsexual. So
no,
he
didn't.
The character that Jamie played. You remember he go,
oh, my God.
Yeah.
And I said, please, don't do that anymore.
You ain't going to get there.
No, my man.
I would not. Yeah.
I think any dude that goes to his girl and go, look here, honey.
Yeah.
I've never used that word.
They're done.
He didn't even have to say honey. It was being Jamie as a woman.
And you know what it is though?
Did he already hit?
I'm gonna say this. I've heard this from men. Some men think.
Ask me, did he hit?
Did he hit?
Did he hit?
He could have hit.
He probably would have did them lips.
He could have hit before he did the.
He probably would have did them lips while he was doing it too.
I was like,
Okay. But I think some men,
or if they imitate a gay.
That's where I'm going. I think that
I'm that old school. I still like a man.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all do on Playboy. Don't do nothing your woman do, nigga. Yeah. Just do that.
Like Nick said, Jada, I know Will very well. I know people around him very well.
Will's such a nice guy.
I just don't think Chris gonna sit down.
Jesus.
There's no reason to.
He not. You know, and this is the thing though.
No reason to.
I've seen men
road.
with women like that. You know what I mean? And granted, these weren't even famous women, so I can't imagine, right? A beautiful woman that you've had this thing for your whole life.
Yeah.
You finally get her, and she's famous, and she's like, that's a lot to deal with. But I've seen men with women like this, and it's not a good thing. So I feel like he got to take a break, man, and get some real homies.
But I don't think that's like one of the things in life I don't think needs to be solved. Like we saw what happened, we know what happened.
Yeah,
and maybe it's some backstories of it, but I think just leave it alone. Let's just go sit down. Everybody go sit down.
Nigga, there's nothing to talk about. Unless you're gonna stick your chin out there and let me slap your back, nigga. There's really nothing to say.
That's the only way we go on TV. Like I said, I think it should be. I hate when someone really talk shit about you and then later on want to text you and go, my bad. No, nigga, no. No. I need that exact same energy. Come on back. Go out there. Just like you was yelling at me in front of everybody, go out there and yell and say sorry.
I think Will Smith should go live on his Instagram, allow Chris Rock to put some powder on his hand.
And slap the dog shit
slap the dog crap out there as a man.
Then you go, my bad, we good.
Then you apologize and say, and you have to ask him, are we cool?
Yeah.
Because if he say, no, I need another slap, it might be that. But as a man, take your slap back and then ask that man, hey, are we cool now?
Yeah.
Or you might need to get another quick one in because I did do it.
And shout out to Dio. I've never had a chance to go on the road with him. I've worked on his show. But I usually never watch his. I don't watch other people's shows. I don't know what that is. I just can't do it. But I did watch the snippet when he on his radio.
You don't want to copy. That's good, Speedy.
Yeah.
I just feel like, well, here's someone asked
I had to
me.
tell you though. Pause for a second because my chair is moving like this because I got to use the bathroom.
You
What
got the
time
bladder
is the
of a
show over?
hummingbird.
I'm wondering
she's
if I
gotta
should
go.
run and go.
Because I want everybody to see what 55 look like.
Yeah.
55.
Show them what 55 look like.
I don't know where
Looking
the camera
good.
is. Where
She's
the
looking
camera?
good.
Because I got to use the bathroom. Where the
It's the
Oh,
middle
it's on
camera. It's
you.
the middle
middle
camera.
one right here.
Closer to
You
the
gotta
camera.
get closer to Speedy.
Move this back
It's
up.
right here in the middle.
Closer than close.
Yeah,
I gotta
this is
use the
55,
bathroom.
y'all. Look at
55.
She's looking good, y'all.
Now I go
You
to
need
the
an
bathroom.
OnlyFans page.
I'll be right back and I'll wash my hands. I will.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
You just wipe it on your shirt. It's cool.
I hurry.
You-
On your heaven high.
I hurry.
Do you have underwear? No. Okay.
Where's he?
Anyway. It didn't look like it. I saw dimples.
Simone? Oh.
Right here, Tangie.
Oh, too soon.
Can you catch it? Oh, good catch.
But I don't think this is another one I don't think is going to get resolved. I think it's too much said. It was done on stage. It was done in public. I don't think it's going to get solved. I don't think it's going to be where later on they go, we're cool. I don't think it's going to happen. I just think they just have to go their separate ways. And they'll probably never work again together if they hadn't worked before that. From what DL said, they hadn't worked in 10 or 15 years ago. But
Yeah,
And he was
Okay.
hesitant to even
Yeah.
have her.
yeah.
Listen,
Be
man.
part of
If I was Chris, I don't know, bro. I'm not taking
wouldn't
no.
do it,
I'm not
yeah.
taking no slap in the face.
Yeah, slap.
Regardless, if we're on TV or not.
That was
but
the biggest stage you could be on.
Yeah.
I was driving the other day. I was thinking about this. Like, I feel so bad for Will
Uh-huh.
Smith because you got to think like. You spend your whole life trying to become the greatest actor. Like he literally said what he accomplished. Like he really wanted to become the greatest actor.
He wanted to be.
the
He wanted
highest
an Oscar.
paid. He wanted to be actions. He pulled it off, right? And to throw it all away over, I don't want to say defending your wife because I can't. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like he regrets doing it, which is what I feel
in
bad
that
about.
manner.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was gonna do it, I'm just gonna thug it out and know what will come with it.
I
Like,
see you
like-
backstage.
Like if I slap him at the Oscars, it's over for me.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
I can always go backstage
Yeah, it's cool.
and bing, bing, bing.
But I feel like he didn't think about like he wasn't prepared for the repercussions of it. Like
Yeah.
Hollywood might just say because he thought he was Will Smith.
Yeah.
And one thing you ain't, nigga, you not above the line, playboy. You still
Yeah.
black, nigga. Don't ever
That's what
get
you
it
find out when you're
twisted.
black. Yeah.
Who said that? Kanye was. Even if you in a Benz,
Uh-huh.
you just a nigga in the coupe, nigga.
Really.
That's what he's. Even if you in a
Monterey
Benz, you just a
B.
nigga in the coupe.
Yo, who?
Monterey B put, do
Shout
you
out to
think
Monterey.
Monique will start stealing jokes from other comics?
I think,
No,
I think
that's too
brother-
easy. She just what you have to do, or what she should, or what she's going to do. You got to hire some people around you who know you, and they just go help write some jokes. You
Hold
write
on,
some
caller.
jokes. You know what the stuff she likes to talk about. So
Yeah.
you take the things you like to talk about, and then you just bring them to life. I'm telling y'all don't understand, man. When you get that kind of money and you have the recognition that she has, and you have no jokes to do, you
Yeah.
have nothing to say.
That's
You know,
sad.
let me say, I think a lot of comics don't get this part. I'm gonna say this as a
Hold on,
fan. As a fan,
Uh-huh.
what y'all gotta understand is, I have to like the comic. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm more like when I watch Martin do a stand up, I'm invested into Martin Lawrence,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I'm invested to his story. What's he been up to?
Yeah.
You know, is he dating? Whatever it is, right? If whoever it is, I think that's the part a lot of comedians miss, and they get big headed and think, oh no, it's because I'm funny. When it's like, yo, we black, yo, everybody in my family funny. That cannot be your selling point. You know what I mean? With a singer, it's not the fact that she can sing. We love Whitney Houston for Whitney Houston. We get to see her personality. That's what it is with entertainment. I feel like with comics, for whatever reason, they kind of get lost in the sauce and think I'm funny. When it's like, no, like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's funny, but people are more interested in Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy, we seen him on this. He came up. We seen the struggle. Richard Pryor. I think people think Richard Pryor is the greatest because of his struggle. And he put everything on the table, and you fell in love with Richard Pryor, the person.
And he was so open, very open. Caller, what's your
That's
name?
what
Where
I
you
hear
calling
from
from?
comics.
Okay, now
Yes.
let me say this before you hang up again. I know
It's
I only called
coming.
like 20 goddamn
It's
times, but
coming.
still. The thing about Will Smith is that I think he regrets it because of the simple fact is that his wife said what he did, and she just disrespected it altogether. She wasn't like, that's my man Will, or I respect Will, or none of that. She just said, oh, well, he did it, and he ain't Pac.
He ain't what? Oh, he ain't Pac. Yeah.
I mean, she said on her show in front of him that was the love of my life.
She did.
How in the hell is Will Smith going to? How's he going to?
That's when you get your divorce papers that day. Here you go.
You know what, Vernon? I remember I dated this chick who felt this way about an actor guy, a really famous actor guy, and they had a cool relationship. But I seen that dynamic between them, and I told her, I said, listen, I know you may not think you should. I said, but either you need to be with him, or you should not be bringing people around this dude, because y'all got some kind of weird connection. As a man, you never want to feel like you're always going to be second place, especially if somebody dies.
Yeah, especially,
you know what I mean? Like that,
especially when she done told the whole world. Especially when she done told the whole world that's the love of my life, and she really didn't love Will. She only married Will because he was stable.
Yeah, did y'all hear the woman say she had the worst wedding ever?
Yeah.
And then she
her mama
is the word
all right,
DAN or Dan?
Thanks, Vernon. Vernon throwing some good lives today. I seen a video where Jada was sitting there with her mom, which was even worse to have two women in your life that's ragging on you, and Will sitting there, and they're both telling him. Granted, he planned the whole wedding out.
Yeah.
Who knows how much he spent? She said this was the worst.
I heard all of that. I understood it differently.
No, I understood what she was saying. How she didn't want one. I understood that perspective, right? But
because I dated a guy before who loved me. He loved me, and he wanted what's best for me, and he worked hard to give me what's best. But it was always his idea of what was best.
Because we know what's best for you.
So like he wanted me to dress sexy all the time. I didn't.
No.
So that was an argument.
We know what's best for you.
He fixed up my car to where I didn't like it anymore. He changed the tires.
He put a different tire.
He made it fancy. When I'm kind of like grunge.
Look, are you listening? I'm trying to make you a better woman. What we doing right now is not working.
But what if I like who I am right now? Then we don't
You
need to be together.
Yes, you do.
Just
You
like
need-
that
you
guy
need to-
had
you
to
need
be
with
gone.
me.
I need to be with someone who likes who I am.
You are cool. It's another you that you could be.
And that true. So you need to get to know Tangerine.
I want to know Tangie.
Play with her. Because this is Tangie.
But those are guys. That's certain guys need to make you what they think you should be.
Yeah, and it was hard because for a while,
what was the good thing about it?
I loved him. Well, he loved me, and so for a while, I did wear all the pink and the heels all the time, and always have my hair and the makeup, and I was always cute, and I would wear the stuff he got me, the furs, and I really did try to be what made him happy. And then when he was gone, I would have a moment to just be myself. But what happened was I started getting sad, and I didn't know why.
When he would come around.
Yes, I got he was around all the time.
Tell me if you
I don't think that's the same thing as what I was saying about Jada, because like for you, I think he didn't really like who you were as just Tangie.
That's what I said. I said, you
but
don't like me. He said, I do.
Yeah.
I said, no, you don't. You're trying to make me into this other girl.
And I think, and that's what I'm saying, like their dynamic, I think that she don't really like who Will is.
Well, Will
was
was
nice
trying
guy.
to set it up, just like Will was trying to set it up for his dream.
No. I understand what she was saying, right? But I, as a man.
But Will talked too.
No.
Will,
right. But I'm saying,
so they weren't really respecting each other. It wasn't just her.
No. Tangie, just two different things, right? Because this is totally different. If I plan you a party, right?
Yeah.
I do not need to take in consideration what you want at this party.
But
Because,
no.
Let me finish. Just let me finish. Because same way you say with your food. So understand there's two perspectives here. If I want to do something nice for my father, right? Just Tangie, I need you to just listen. If I want to do something nice for my dad, for my mom, right? I have to take into consideration, okay, my dad doesn't eat certain things. He may not like this and this and this, right? But other than that, I'm trying to show them an expression of how I feel about it.
If your daddy calls you when the sun is out because he wants to tell you he loves you, you don't even answer the phone. You want him to respect you, but you don't have to respect.
No, listen, that's two different things.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand.
She's writing notes.
That's two different things.
No, it wasn't TK. TK
So,
like me.
It'd be different
exactly.
if Jada said,
'cause I
hey,
am.
Will, can you plan my birthday party, right? That's a different, now I'm doing something for you that you asked me to do. If I want to express myself, it's wrong for me to tell you how to express yourself.
But you said it was a wedding.
No, listen. No. What I'm saying is, if I want to express my,
I agree. If you want to throw a party for me, I agree. But if we're getting married,
hold on. The wedding is an expression of love.
Can I tell you what? If I fell in love with some man and he want to have a fancy wedding for me with this $1 billion dress and this real fancy things with a lot of gold, I will walk in and know that he's not my man, and I will have to walk back out. We wouldn't have the same problem she had, because I'd be like, oh, he doesn't know me.
Right, but
just like if a man buys me this fancy designer purse,
it's not about
he doesn't know me. It's not about me.
It's not about, that's what my whole point was.
When I buy something for my man, I'm going to acknowledge him. I'm going to,
if you just let me finish, we don't have to keep going in circles. I can see, Tangie.
I'm going to be like,
Tangie, I would put a muzzle on your mouth, because the reason why you don't understand the man is because you're trying to get your point across. You just like Jada. Now, if y'all just I'm trying to get you to understand something. I understand what you're saying, but he's expressing his love. You cannot tell someone how they should express their love. Either you can appreciate how I express it, or you cannot appreciate it. If I'm planning a wedding, and I say, listen, first of all, you're not the...
If you're planning our wedding, not a wedding, our wedding.
If you just let me finish, Tangie, you wouldn't have to say that.
Our wedding.
If you just let me finish, you wouldn't even have to say that.
Go ahead,
I'm planning
honey.
a wedding...
Go ahead, dear.
A wedding is not about one person.
It's about two people.
Right. So it's not...
It's my money,
it doesn't matter what the... it shouldn't matter what one or the other person wants. If a person... Now, you have an option. If you're capable of pleasing all parties, great. Right? If we're capable of saying, let's have 2 weddings, everybody's happy. But if we're not... Everybody needs to understand this is not about me. It's not about you. This is about a unity. So it's not about, oh, well, I didn't like how popping. It ain't your wedding. This is about us coming together. That's a selfish way of looking at life.
So if I plan your wedding,
whenever my children's father and I lived together, when I thought about stuff that I would put on the walls, I thought about what he would like. When I thought about
so
things,
you just couldn't put what you wanted.
I could do whatever and he could do whatever, but I wanted both of us to be happy because it was a union.
Oh, okay.
So I wouldn't, I'm not going to decorate it like you walk in and you only see Tangie. I want you to, he lives here too. Yeah. He needs to be comfortable too. If we had gotten married, I need to make sure he's comfortable too. But, it's not just about me. So Nick, if you and I get married, and I plan the wedding, I can't just make it everything that I want. I have to think about what my man would want too.
Well, Tangie, but this is the part that people are missing, right?
Oh, okay.
So let's take putting things on the wall, for example, right?
Yeah.
Right? I agree with Tangie. I would not try to limit you putting whatever art piece you wanted something on the wall. I'm not going to try to limit that.
I ain't going to put no penis that I painted at a paint party on the wall and my man and I together because I want the penis. Unless it's yours.
So listen,
I might put my vagina painted in an artsy way because you would like to look at that.
I wouldn't.
But not somebody else's vagina.
I wouldn't infringe on it, with the exception of this is an expression we're both sharing. So when I decide to put something on the wall, right, I'm expressing my art. I'm expressing this is my space, whatever it is. I just think those things could be respected versus trying to hold somebody and say, well, this doesn't fit what I like. Now, why do I have to fit into what you want?
I wouldn't tell you to fit in what I like.
Okay.
I would make sure that the things that I put up would be something that you would appreciate too. I would ask your opinion, and I would choose a man that would. And if you said you don't like it, I say, okay, what about this? You say,
nope.
I say, I'm like, so can you do me a favor?
I don't do that.
And you pick out some stuff,
and
then I can pick from like my children's names. My children's father I let him give me a list of names that he liked. And out of that list, I chose what I liked. He wanted my son's middle name to be Hard, Rock Hard.
That's hard.
Oh.
I cut the middle name out. So my son has no middle name because he didn't give me an option. He does. Yeah, he didn't give me an option that I like. My daughter, I wanted to name her Heavenly or Sage because of what his name is. He said that was corny. He gave me the list. I chose Stone, Love. So together we compromised, and then I found meanings that worked for me.
I named all my kids except for Justin.
That's 2 different things we're talking about, though. We're talking about expressing love.
In a relationship, and you know what? You know what, Nick? I receive because you're in a relationship and I'm not. So
that has
maybe
nothing to do with it.
So you know better than I do.
No,
maybe I shouldn't acknowledge my man for nothing. I should do what I want to do. I should wear what I want to wear. I should go where I want to go. I should paint the house the way I want to paint the house. And if we get married,
get
it
us a rock
doesn't
stove
even
in
matter
this
how
one.
he wants to get married. I should just do what I want to do. I'm going to make him be barefoot on the beach.
I will say this, Tangie. One thing I have noticed, Tangie, you're not very good at listening. I will say that, Tangie, because I actually said the total opposite of everything you just said.
Here's the most beautiful thing. I remember this, Tangie. This is the one I remember.
What if you guys buy new stuff together, like a compromise?
So
listen, I don't.
This is just
Hold on,
coming
Pops. I'm
together,
sorry,
you know?
man. Listen, I don't. I
Sound
understand.
like you said you don't have to acknowledge.
No, I don't live in a. Listen, I understand what y'all are saying, right? I just hope and pray this is not y'all real reality. Like I don't deal with these things in real life. Like we're just having a conversation, right?
Oh yeah.
But like I don't have these conversations in real life with my wife.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like these things just don't come up.
Right.
They're so minute.
What goes on the wall?
That's so minute to me.
And
like,
it's minute to me too, because I choose a man that you know we're like minded.
I was just finna say that. Like I did the work ahead of time, right?
And
the work was finding somebody that I actually liked. That I didn't have to spend the next 2.5 years trying to mold to be something that I think she could be. So whether that's what she wants to wear, what she likes to eat, I had to sit back and observe these things and then ask myself before I go pointing at her, telling her this is wrong, and say, how do you laugh? What do you do when you get mad?
Yep.
Do you talk loud?
And I
Do you
agree with
overtalk?
all of that.
I had to really watch and go, oh, what do you do when you're tired? Do you just leave the house dirty? Do
I
you just
agree
don't
with
wash
all of
dishes? Like I
that.
had to watch and go, okay, now do I still like this person?
Yep.
Before I go poking and pride and try to fix it, I got to decide if I actually like the person.
I agree with that.
And one of the things
So we should have said that
I tried to
first,
tell
Tangie.
my
Danny
mom is that I had to live with someone to see if I wanted to be with them, because those things you only find out when you live with them.
Yeah.
If I pick you up on Saturdays, we go out. I'm gonna probably see the best side of you on that date. When you're upset, when you don't feel good, like I said, what is your demeanor there? Do you talk loud when you get mad?
When I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you get angry? Like I need to know that before I invest. But once, like I said, once you find out who that person
they
is,
are.
and then you go, okay, cool. Like when you said the guy did the Wanda mouth, right then you said,
Oh, it's a
okay,
wrap.
He's not the one.
he's not the one. He may have had some. And again, I said this in relationship. Whoever you pick, you never gonna pick nobody perfect. Let's just make sure we get that clear. No one's gonna be perfect, but
I don't believe that, Pops.
everyone has some faults.
And
the faults, you go, okay, the faults are very low as opposed to the things I like about them, and I really feel good about. It's like this, so we can work something out, because this little shit is just little shit. But it's not it's
What
not
is it,
this.
the 80-20 rule?
Let me say this though. I feel like
80-20.
I feel like the reason why I say I don't believe that someone can be perfect, right? I believe if you self-examine yourself first,
I'm not perfect.
right, then you will understand what you need. And you will understand I need somebody who has these qualities that I may not have, right? So a lot of times the things that we don't like about people usually makes us uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So the things that
I'm talking.
whatever it is, but you might want to find somebody who's going to press those buttons.
Your eyes twitching.
well, I was
Gonna
sitting here
press those
thinking,
buttons.
like the guy that liked to fix me up. You know, he was
The
perfect.
massage guy?
Perfect
No,
in what
the
way
guy
though?
who wanted me to dress sexy all
Oh,
the
okay,
time
gotcha,
and fix
gotcha.
my hair and all this other kind of stuff. He's the bomb. I ain't never dated nobody that
he's not
wasn't
perfect.
great. Well, he was perfect, but at that time, he was a perfect fit for who I was at that time, because I was trying to make people happy. And he gave me a lot of opportunities to make him happy. I just didn't realize early on that these things were making me, like, I like when I would dress up and he would hit me on the booty, walk by and he said, oh, baby, you look good. I liked all of that. So, yeah, I would dress up, fix up. But after a while, I was
You don't like it no more? Stop hitting my ass.
I still like to, I like to dress up sometimes, but most of the time I got on flip-flops.
No, right.
You know what I mean? And I'm comfortable with that. I'm getting comfortable with a lot of different, in my hair. I like it. But now I'm a different picker, which is, you always talk about why I don't have a man, which is
never
Who
talk
talks
about
about
that.
this?
We never talk about that.
Speedy.
No, I do
which
not.
is because
Never heard that before.
because when I'm like feeling like I'm in love, oftentimes it's either a man that's really busy because I like the challenge. It's some kind of challenge. And right now in my life, I don't have time for I just don't have a lot of
Bullshit.
time. And so I can't even see the man that will fit in my world.
Can I give you a perspective, Tangie? And this is not in your world, okay?
Oh, well then don't give it to me because you know
I can't speak for your world, so I can only But I've had this conversation with other women, right? And I've heard the similar thing, right? He's perfect, but he's not available, right?
Oh wait, no, that's not what I said.
That's why I said not Tangie's world.
Oh, so let's take me out.
That's why I took you out before I made my statement.
I got a lot of men that are available.
That's why
it's a bunch of them.
I took you out ahead of time. So
they're everywhere.
Right. So I just spoke with
and all of them together right now, Nick.
Perfect.
Oh my God.
You put them all together.
All together.
Right. So
put all three of them together.
I ain't sleeping with.
That's why I didn't say Tangie. Yeah. So that's what I was just saying though. Okay. So if you take into perspective, you want to date somebody, right, Tangie? And they don't have a lot of time.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on. Let's just say
you want to date?
If you want to date somebody, they don't have a lot of time. You don't have a lot of time, right?
I like that.
That's what I was trying to explain to this woman was I said, listen, she kind of seen it as because of her perspective of what a relationship was.
Yeah.
We're just spending time together, doing certain things and this and this, right? Yeah. I said, listen, the type of man you want is not going to have that time. Right. I said, but knowing you don't have that kind of time. I said, so if you just take the whatever perspective you're getting this relationship from and just reworking and understand that, hey, you know what? When we're together, we're together.
Yep.
When he's not in my presence, I said, cause listen, if you worried about him dealing with other women, he gonna do that regardless.
Yep.
So just put that in your back pocket and say that's what he's doing anyway.
Yep.
So after you get over that part, as long as he's treating you good in your presence, this should not be a problem.
Yep.
Let that man go travel the earth.
I love that.
When he fly back in town, pull up on you, spend a week there, and he out again. And now you got. And she was like, "Well," I said, "Now think about the positive side.
Yep.
You got all this free time to yourself.
I love
to
that.
be you.
And I have.
And you only gotta adjust once a month.
But Tangie, we weren't talking about you.
It's a beautiful thing.
And if I got one and he's busy and I'm busy and I'm like, okay, look, I got 5 minutes. That's it.
I need
the
longer.
whole everything got to be 5.
I
love that. And this time it's like, yes.
And then you go back and do your thing.
And then I go back and do my thing.
So do you ever see Tangie getting married?
That can be a marriage, Tangie. Don't let them fool you. That's what the scripture says is a beautiful marriage.
So thank you, Nick. I'm in agreement with what Nick says.
I didn't hear what Nick said.
He says that can be a marriage. If I
what she
a man like that.
That's what the Bible says is a proper marriage.
Yes. If
I see you,
a man that fits like that, and when we're together,
we
love each other, and then he does his thing, and I do my thing, and then we're together, and we love. Yes. Yes,
they have their place, and I
can. If the man is loving me and he's got my mind, like
now
he can live.
No, that's how you got to do it.
He can live in another city, and I will be his, and I will go out and flit. You've seen me do it.
I don't
you
know what
see me sit here and flit around and flirt and talk, and I ain't sleep with nobody.
From what I understood about women, I usually meet 3 kind of women. Usually, some women needs a man around them often.
Not me.
Some women need to just know where their man is at. Is he available, right?
Yep.
And some women need space.
Yep. And I need space, but I need to know. Think about it like this. When I grew up, my daddy wasn't there. Right? My daddy. Well, listen, Nick will understand. My daddy Ambrose was in the military, so he was gone a lot.
Right.
And my birth father didn't become full time in my life until I got older. So I knew that my daddy loved me.
Right.
But he was gone. And when he came back, Daddy Ambrose we're talking about, when he came back, I was a daddy's girl.
Right.
He always made me feel loved. So I'm very comfortable loving a man that just every so often he'll text me or call me or we play on the phone some kind of way.
He's available for you.
And then, and he's handling his business. Yes.
Can I ask a question? Let's say I was watching this one TV show, and they were remodeling the house, and there's a black guy and white girl, and he was ex-football player, and she said, well, he needs his own room because he snored. But whatever the reason is, so the guy came in to redo the house, and he did 2 master bedrooms. And then when they would do they fuck. But then when they were done, he would go on his side of the house, in a room, and she would go on her side. Would you want something like that? Or he could live somewhere?
I always wanted us to live either side by side or across from each other. But I would love if he had his own.
Better follow that Bible,
because in my mind, I see, like he's in his place, I'm in my place, and I sneak over, and he sleep, and I, and get with him, and then I go on back. I go on back. Yes, I would love that. He
So
can
let's
be his
think
full
about
self.
that.
I can be
So
my full self.
You
We
could
can
be in
our
another
full
room,
self
and then we
together.
meet downstairs, eat, whatever.
Well, it couldn't be like a schedule.
No, I'm saying I'm saying we have separate. We live in the same house. We have separate rooms. And I see you when I say, hey, babe, how you doing? I'm going to work, whatever.
But the thing that you're forgetting, because you have your own space, and you don't have to be in my space, oftentimes you're going to want to be there.
No.
But if you don't.
Not if I did my room.
But if you don't, wonderful. I can go in, because this is a problem that I have is when I'm in a relationship with a man, I don't talk to anybody on the phone while I'm with him. I give him I give my kids my attention. I give my man my attention. So I'd love for you to go to your room, because then I can talk, then I can play, then I can read, then I can write, then I can paint. You know,
So I just picked the perfect thing for you. So if you do find someone, you need 2 master bedrooms.
Or if we're going by the Bible, when he finds me.
When he finds you.
Or no, in the scriptures, my man got the woman had her own place.
That's what I
Okay,
want.
whatever.
Yeah,
So
he had 5 wives, and he only stayed with one of them.
And you know, I never thought that I could be with a man with other wives, but I could.
I'm trying to want to do it.
I could.
Come on over to this side, Tangie. You want to do it?
But the thing is, it has to be the right man.
What do you mean the right?
That's so important.
Just get in the room.
Because it couldn't be a man that's like, yeah, I got 5 hoes. No.
And look, in the biblical rule, Tangie, is there's no 1 and 2.
Biblical.
Yeah.
As a man, I have to respect each woman as I respect them. So I can't go, this is my first wife, so I got to treat her special. No, everybody got to be treated special. Everybody got to be treated how I treat them. That's the rules in the good book. See how that good book,
take
that
care
good book
of me,
will do you,
'cause
Tangie.
I can ride.
I think we narrowed it down.
I can ride
America,
for a couple of weeks.
America,
you know,
look at this.
If it's good.
If you get a place across the street from Tangie.
And then,
get married.
Because if he's across the street, you know, I can stand in the window and he can see me.
No,
undressed.
I'm doing something over there.
We can play all kind of
You
little
know,
fun.
days I ain't with you, I'm doing something else.
But Pops, on the real talk though, think about it. Any man out trying to build something in this society, you ain't at home.
No, you're not.
You're not at home, no way. And if you are at home, your wife's gonna be like, you probably need to be doing something. So in all honesty, that's why I feel like the biblical way works the best. I feel like, of course, there's a lot of BS. Like Tangie was saying, there has to be certain rules put in place. We have to do it the right way. Everything should be on the table. Equal respect for everybody. Everybody is open. The women do not need to be friends. They don't need to know about one another.
See, and that's probably and I haven't gotten
Respect
into
they
that,
mind.
but I can tell you this: I dated this one guy one time that when we were watching TV, if he talked about a girl looking good, it would grate my nerves.
Yeah, why would you do that?
But it was something about him, you know, that brought that out. Now I dated another guy, and we could be together. He'd be pointing out women, and it'd be like, "Oh yeah, you like that, wouldn't you?" You know, so it's
never,
something about how the man.
Gotta respect.
I know how sensitive women are. I never took on that thing of going, now she fine. Now, if I'm not around you, like I think Jill Scott is the end all be all. But if I'm around Michelle, she knows I like Jill Scott, but I don't just go, ooh.
But also, women also know when you're with your man and there's fine women around and he don't see none of them.
I don't see none of them.
Then we also know that now you looking at everybody.
Yeah, we BS.
Because it's like, you
I
don't
see
see
him.
nobody.
I see him.
But what am I supposed to say? Oh, she fine? Oh, look at that drink.
I ain't gonna tap you like, yo,
we
baby,
have to give you a
baby.
class for that later. But my ex, my children's father, man, he and I could be together and a girl could come up and say, hey, and be talking to him, and he looks straight ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, like to the point where I'd be like, hi. You know, he'd be like, them bitches don't need to meet you. You know, and I'd be like, yeah, that was rude.
That sounds like Ike.
So look, Monterey B, listen, this is the thing I do not like in the black community. So she says, I like a part-time man, wealthy, and gives me a lot of space. Okay, this is the part I want to say.
Sounds like you, Tangie.
We always put the wealthy part in
Why
there.
did I say wealthy?
No, Tangie,
Well, take the wealthy out.
We all, as a black community, we always put the wealthy part in there because it's a misappropriation of what the scriptures is saying, right? Scripture says the man is to provide for his family as part of being a man. That provision is the guiding in wisdom. If you're a black man, the first thing you find out about a black woman is she do not need your money. That's the first thing because if you're raised by a black mama, you realize that as a kid. A black woman do not need you to hustle for her or get her nothing. If one thing she's proficient at is getting money and hustling and finding a way. That is one thing she can do. What she's not necessarily proficient at or she may need help with is those guidance things. Making solid decisions on something. Advice on something. Babe, what should I do with this? I need help. I need help. Maybe she needs you to contact the garbage guy because she doesn't know how to deal with the garbage disposal.
Could you get the car taken care of?
Contact the car guy because she's not too familiar with how the car. Stuff. Right. That's the protection the scripture is talking about. So I know a lot of black women think it's money. That's called prostitution, sweetie.
You know,
and if you think that, and the scary part about that is this: when we put that part on there, it takes away from the good man. Because now you can say this: Floyd Mayweather would be the best man out there if we're going by this definition, because he got 1,000 women, he paid for them all.
He's wealthy.
You understand? But he don't provide any guidance for them. He's not sitting down dealing with those women' emotional problems. What's going on with their mother? What's going on with their little sister? He's not dealing, and that's the protection and provision you're supposed to provide.
I had a guy recently that likes me, and every time the way I met him is, it is a lot. It is a lot because you know why? I'm not sleeping with him though, but I'm trying to open up because I keep hearing that there's a man out there for me, so I'm trying to open up. But this particular guy, like when I met him, he said, I kept saying, "Well, nice to meet you. I'm gonna go sit down." He said, "Wait a minute, you don't believe me?" He put $100 in my hand. I said, "Oh, you don't have to do this." Okay, well, I'm going to go. "No, you still don't believe me." He put another $100 in my hand.
What are we saying? You don't believe what?
So he said I didn't believe how much he liked me. So he kept giving me money. So that night when he met me, he gave me a lot of money. And then he didn't even ask for my number. He gave me his number. And so, of course, I called him to say thank you. And then, I probably seen him. No, but he said, "I ain't no faggot now, but but you know why? You know why he didn't last? Because the money is not enough for me. I needed.
What do you need?
Like this guy was talking to me when he was defending Will Smith, and he said, "We'll protect you, and I'll protect you, Tangie. I'll punch out somebody." And I was like, "No, I don't need that kind of protection." Yeah, because black women haven't been protected. I said, "I don't need that kind of protection." He said, "I want you to feel safe." I said, "Listen, I feel safe with my daddy. My daddy has never fought anybody for me. You know what my daddy does? He calls me. He listens to me. He's there if I need him. If I have a question about something, he has an answer. He lets me talk. He cracks jokes when I say something that's ridiculous. It's always easy. Like when I was talking about that vaccine, Daddy did the vaccine, and he said, "Well, baby, he said if it make all of us grow a thumb on our forehead, you be the only one with no thumb. You be looking crazy." He talks to me in a way where I understand what he said, and I hang up the phone and I feel better. He talks to me about my kid. He doesn't talk at me. And that's how I feel. Like,
I talk
supposed
at
to pick
you?
up my daughter at 5:00.
Wait, before
Hilarious.
you know what's so crazy that you just said that before you leave, Tangie. When I was out trying to find a good woman, right?
Yes.
One of the most important things for me was to find a woman that was raised by her father. So because I understood that the way I communicate, I don't want it to be foreign to her.
Yep.
I want her to be comfortable around a man doing man stuff at the house.
Is late. So.
Yep, I'm late.
Yeah, you 20 out. They it's a teacher with her right now. Like, baby, she gonna be here. I promise you.
They standing on the corner. She's holding her hand. It's gonna be all right.
This is the last week of school.
Give your information. Give your information.
Check me out, A.Laughs on IG, y'all.
All right, and Tangie, give your information.
I am Tangie Ambrose everywhere, and you can reach me at heavenhightangieambrose.com if you want to send me a message after you go to my website, tangieambrose.com.
And Tangie, what have we learned?
What have we learned? We've learned that Speedy has smart children. We've learned that Nick has fighting puppies. We've learned that Vernon has a very different idea about the three wise men.
That's true.
We've learned that if Alzheimer's runs in your family, don't use the Teflon cookware. Use the stainless steel or the ceramic. We've learned that if you go out with Arnez J, you might need some money, enough money for both of you.
Right.
We've learned that in some places, Sam's is a clubhouse, but downtown it's a titty club. We've learned that if we ever go camping with A-Dot, don't wake her up for nothing stupid.
Yes, thank you.
Like a bear.
Yes, and while we're camping, if it's the weekend, don't bother Nick.
Yep.
Yeah,
from sundown to sundown.
Keep it savage, baby.
He's a vampire.
We've learned that if I go to the movies with anybody on the Rollout show, it needs to be Nick.
Amen.
Yep, because he's going to be ready for me. And don't ask him no dumb questions about the movie because
I don't know either.
He doesn't know
I'm watching
either.
it with you.
Yeah. We've learned that Speedy lets his kids help with everything. He wants them to learn about everything except for unpacking.
That is true.
That's true.
We've learned that women are abusive too.
Yeah.
We've learned that Monique didn't know that D.L. Hughley's mom was in the audience. We've learned that you got to choose your programming, that you can have the marriage of your dreams, and it does not have to be the typical marriage. And remember this, y'all. A broken clock is right 2 times a day. And if that's not enough for you, please know that even a trash can gets steak every once in a while. I love y'all. And we learned that Tangie forgot about her child. Okay, I got to go.
Speedy is funny on everything. That's Speedy IZ funny on everything. Comedian Speedy on Facebook. Shout out to my partner in crime, Nick, my son, who could not do the show with. I could do the show without him. But,
We out here. Shout out to Zaria for pulling up.
Yeah, Z-Money.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out
She
to
was
my
one of the
niece,
smart students.
Deanna. She FaceTimed me yesterday. Shout out to
love
Dee.
y'all.
I'll talk to you in a minute. Love you. See you in a minute.
So if somebody see a kid with no mama, that's Tangie's daughter.
Tangie.
She on her way.
She on her way.
Your mama love you. She on her way. We out.